We're back. We're here. Hey, we're live this morning. How's everyone doing today? It's Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you joining me here 1 hour before the opening and for 2 hours after the opening. Let's hang out and talk about what's going on out there. What kind of a day are we going to have today? A little different than yesterday from what I can see so far. We'll follow this market, see what's going on with regards to the trading activity of the shares. Are the markets going to have a strong opening, a weak opening? I don't think we're into a sell-off to start the day. Indications right now are that the Dow is up 20 points at this point, showing maybe 16 to 20 points on the upside. The S&P up 9, and NASDAQ up 52. So we're not starting off with just red all over the place. That's a better indicator for sure. GameStop making news. They made an announcement last night after the market saying goodbye to their chief financial officer in about a month from now. Sounds kind of like it's one of those we'll see you later, we're not going to fire you right now kind of deals. We'll let you leave in a month from now. We'll just do a transition here and it'll be smooth, no hard feelings, but we've got to move on. What I found really interesting was in the press release, they used the words transition as they transition the company. They're looking for someone who can handle the transition better than what they've got. They probably have a guy who's very good at handling the company the way it's been running lately with some modern moves, but I think they're looking for my hunch, and someone that's an expert in running a company that is going e-commerce exclusively. All kinds of talk is going on Twitter right now, all evening long, all morning long. There's a lot of talk and speculation as to what really is happening behind the scenes. What aren't they saying in the press release? Because the press releases are pretty generic and they're pretty sterile. They don't talk about the guy, we don't like his BO, or we don't like his haircut, or he bets on the wrong sports teams, whatever, But there's all kinds of talk out there as to what really is happening behind the scenes, and the speculation is also running rampant that the new directors who are now on the board, the 3 new directors with Mr. Cohen and 2 associates, the Chewy people. This is changing everything and everybody going forward. This company is being given a big shakeout, and it's now affecting right upstairs to the CFO level. These guys are obviously not satisfied where things are at. You could say, though, that, hey, Mr. Ryan, you own 9 million shares of this company. Your average cost is only like $8.50 a share when you factor everything you bought. Your stock's at $44. You're up 5 times your money. Your $76 million investment is worth over $350 million. And, that would be the argument, like, hey, sure, it was over 400 for a while, but that was a short sale blip phenomenon. But at 44.30, you're up 5 times your dough, and he's going, no, that's not good enough. I'm not here to put all this money into this stock, become a board member, bring 2 associates over here so that the stock can be sitting at $44. You think I'm going to be done with that? I don't think so. No, this guy isn't even 40 yet. This guy has plans. His associates have plans. All of his followers who are joining into this company, and there'll be more, they're not interested in this being a $45, $50 stock, and let's just be happy with that. No. I think they want to go higher than the highs we just had. I don't think 500 a share is enough either. I really don't. I think GameStop is in their mind, GameStop is going to 500 to 1,000 a share or more before they can really say mission accomplished, because they see what other companies are valued at by Wall Street analysts that are going to be this company. This company sees what they're becoming. They know what they're going to end up being at the end of the day, and they're sitting back going, "Oh no, we're not a $44 company. We're going to be a much higher valued company here. We have a whole lot more to offer the public. I'm getting a number of you are sending me, information, which I love. Some of you are sending me emails with articles that you're coming up with or Twitter stories you're finding. I love this. Just keep it coming. Send it to my private email at brucefrommert@hotmail.com. There it is right there. Let me know what you hear on GameStop and these other issues that we talk about. Yeah, I will dig into the info and try to gather up more knowledge on this. But there is all kinds of talk going on about how many new items are now available for purchase on the GameStop website. In the last few months, hundreds of new items are being offered that have never been available before. I did read this morning that the final nail in the coffin for Fry's Electronics, FRYS, as a family-based company, they weren't necessarily nationwide, but they were certainly prevalent in California and in Nevada. They closed their doors. That used to be one of the large, kind of a competitor to Best Buy. They were a huge, computer place. You'd go to, televisions, anything electronic. You went to Fry's Electronics. You got the flyers in the mail, in the newspaper every weekend. Then you got the emails. They were always offering unbelievable door crasher deals. Unfortunately, Fry's has shut down the last of their retail operations. Their slow and painful death at the hands of Amazon and other competitors finally did them in. But you cannot operate 50,000 square foot, 80,000 square foot centers with low margin product and high expenses. It just doesn't work. And with those of us who are, demanding at home convenience, Fry's just couldn't compete. And even if Fry's had gone the online route, carrying that kind of square footage that they were carrying for every center, just too much. And GameStop is thinking the same thing. They're going, well, we have small, tiny little stores. We don't have, 50,000 square foot GameStop centers, so 5,000 of those. We have 5,000 stores. But our stores, the retail footprint is 600 feet, 800 square feet, 450 square feet. I had a store in a shopping mall in Calgary selling sports stuff, sports jerseys and hats and you name it. And just down the hall was GameStop, and GameStop, that store was 450 square feet, but they were generating in a month 100,000 in sales, 200,000 in sales. They were the number one per square foot seller in the mall. They were outdoing the jewelry stores, which are high margin product. Little tiny box of earrings, $250, doesn't take up much footage in a retail store environment. But GameStop was just crushing it when it came to the numbers. Now, this is years ago when I had a retail operation doing that, but I certainly got to talk to the manager, and he would tell me, oh yeah, GameStop, wherever we are, any mall that we are in Canada, we're probably the number one per square foot generator of revenue, because of the number of games we move and the systems we move and our repeat customers and the trade-ins we do. I mean, we have active customers, and this is all going online. And they will continue to shift out of retail and shift into online. And this is the Ryan Cohen effect. This is happening now. It's happening to personnel, and it's being shown now to us by the fact that they've added personnel into the company, and now they're exiting personnel out of the company. The shift is on, irreversible, and they're going a whole different direction. The stock. Wall Street doesn't get it and doesn't want to get it. Wall Street is infatuated with the GameStop trading frenzy. That's all they want to talk about. They are producers and directors back in the in the control room and in their little strategy meetings when they figure out how are we going to get ratings for our television networks covering various stocks, and we're going to use the term the GameStop effect as a way to keep the viewers coming. We're going to keep selling Cadillacs and other cars and Geico insurance. Stand by. We'll be right back with another story about the GameStop effect. And they're not interested in talking about the transformation of GameStop away from brick and mortar to e-commerce, because it's just too easy to wrap up Congress, the SEC, Robinhood controversy, and it's all GameStop's. It's a GameStop issue. They're not saying it's GameStop's fault. They're not saying that corporation GameStop is to blame for all of your troubles out there, but they're trying to intimate that if it's bad, then it had to do with those retail investors that are following GameStop shares, and that's the angle they're playing. And you can't sue them. you can't class action sue these guys to stop saying that. So GameStop just does what they keep doing. They're just constantly evolving their corporation away from brick and mortar over to e-commerce, and now the personnel changes are beginning to show. Eventually, the analysts are going to go, well, right now they're letting their guy go. Who's going to replace this individual? Is it just going to be the in-house person that's going to take over? Or are they going to bring in a hitter from the outside? Are they going to bring in a real senior CEO or CFO kind of person from, with a real track record of turnarounds or revolutionary thinker, somebody that has a following from the hedge funds, someone that has a following, of respect from the mutual funds and the pension funds, from Wall Street. Someone of that stature, is that kind of a person going to be attracted into this company by Ryan Cohen and his guys to really surprise the analysts in Wall Street? If they can pull off that kind of a hire, the analysts will go, whoa, hold it a second. Why would someone of this stature come down to GameStop's level and join this company? Well, the only reason is it's the Ryan Cohen effect. They're coming in going, $44 a share is ground floor, not the top, the bottom. And I want in now, and I want stock options now. I want in on the ground floor, because this company is going to be completely different with the management in place, and I'm part of the new management. Watch this, and then watch the company really make some serious moves. I think that kind of an individual with deep Wall Street connections, hedge funds and everything else, could attract a lot of interest into this company's affairs. I don't think these guys need $5 billion in cash to change over what they want to become. I really don't. I don't think they need to do a stock offering at $45 a share and raise $200 million to save themselves. They've got $500 million in the bank. They've got cash. They can't sell the game systems fast enough because the game systems from Microsoft and Sony are back ordered. Every customer wants their new system. They can't get them quick enough from anybody. Amazon can't get it. Best Buy can't get it. Walmart can't get it. All these so-called retailers, they're having the same problem GameStop is. The demand is overwhelming the available supply because of a chip shortage and other issues because of the pandemic. And so GameStop is selling everything they're selling at their retail level and on their on their e-commerce level at retail at full price. There's no discounting. So you want to get a deal on a Sony PlayStation? There are no deals on a Sony PlayStation 5. There's no deals. You pay the price that Sony wants, and that's the end of it. And GameStop doesn't have to cut prices to move their merchandise. They can't get it in fast enough. It's in and it's out, in and out. And so the cash is building at GameStop right now. It's building. Sure, if they do offload some of their stores, and I think they will, and maybe the part of the problem with the existing CFO is they're not happy with this guy's performance in offloading stores overseas to bring in cash maybe that's not going fast enough. Maybe they're not happy with how it's going. I don't know. It's not being said officially. But like I said before, behind the scenes, there's a lot of tension over there, and there's a lot of changes happening, and the new boys are in charge. The new guys in town have the power to say to management, all right, we're not happy with the pace of change here. You're out. We're bringing our people in because we own the stock. We've been buying up the stock. And I wouldn't be surprised if the right CFO is picked and brought in there, a bunch of buying in the stock will take place from institutions who will go, I'm a long-term holder of this stuff. I'll pay 45, I'll pay 55, I'll pay 65, because these guys are not interested in the stock hanging around here. They're looking for the stock to be 500, 1,000 a share, 1,500 a share. They might do forwards, they might do stock splits down the road. And I want in now. This is the ground level. They're showing me it's ground level. I want in. And there might just be buying happening on the open market that we're not aware of. going forward here with this kind of turnover in management ranks. That's what I suspect could be happening. As I'm talking to you, 44.81 is where it's sitting at right now. It's still down 16 cents on the aftermarket. It's only traded 73,000 shares. It is completely being, I must say completely, I'm going to say largely being ignored on Wall Street, because the Wall Street crowd and the sort of analytical crowd and these NBC hosts and others, they're just equating GameStop shares as a pump and dump thing. That's they're not saying those words, but they're kind of trying to, they're just going, well, you know, show me something. Like you have to prove to me that you're for real before I'm going to talk about this company in a different way. But right now, Congress, GameStop, Robinhood problems, GameStop, SEC issues, new rule changes, GameStop, new taxes for investors who want to buy and sell stock, all GameStop related. That they're just equating GameStop with every problem that Wall Street has and is going to have and has had, and Robinhood's undercapitalization problems. No one wants to talk about it. It's like, well, it happens. It drives me nuts. I just look at it as, the blinders are on at CNBC and other entities. Their blinders are on, and they're just looking forward, and they want to talk to hedge fund managers. They're desperate to get them on the air. They don't want to piss these guys off. They don't want to make them mad at them, and they want to talk to the heads of the big banks, and they want to talk to the CFOs and CEOs of large publicly traded companies, because they want to be the legitimate network that you follow and trust. But these stories here, they're going to use GameStop as the whipping boy, and all the other public companies are going, hey, great, we have problems too. Thank God they're not focusing on us. Focus on GameStop. Yeah. Tell the world how bad the world is because of whatever GameStop ever did. In the meantime, Mr. Cohen and his guys are busy, and they're making moves. And every once in a while, they give us a little glimpse. So let's look in the door a little bit and go, oh, there's stuff happening back there. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And then they close the door and they just say, we'll be back to you a little later on. Financials are coming out for GameStop towards sometime in March. And then they will speak a lot about their plans and their changes and their future and all that. But by then, they may also have additional personnel to announce. They say, yeah, well, we've made changes. Gone are these guys. Hello to the new kids and the new folks in town. We're all ground floor people here. This is we haven't topped out at all. We've only just started. Watch what we're up to now. So we'll see what's going on. $45 now on the stock. It's up 4 cents. So it seems to be picking up a little bit of interest as the morning rolls along, and we're now 40 something minutes away from opening up. We'll see what's going on. Other stuff to talk about we'll cover as well. And all of you guys, thank you for all your comments and joining with me today. I appreciate it. Those of you making donations to me, if I'm missing these, I apologize. I kind of go on my little rant here to start the day. And I thank you all. We've got folks saying hi to us. Good morning, everybody. Gold King, I just transferred from Robinhood to Webull. Now I don't see the stock on Robinhood. When will arrive in Webull? I have no idea. Bruce talked about it yesterday. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, all of you guys. Thank you for being with me this morning. Coffee with Bruce is a new thing. Morning, guys. Come on, AMC. Or as we say here in Maui, aloha. Good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for being here and catching up with me. I appreciate it. Captain Cohen said, get off my ship, get off my plane. Yeah, we have changes in store here. Good morning from Montana. Thanks, Dave. Welcome to all of you. I'm from Creston, British Columbia in Canada, and we're following the markets, and we're trying to explain it all in plain English. If you're looking for fancy words here, I just don't have them. I just don't want to use them. I'd rather talk to you in plain English and let you know what's going on as best as I can figure it out. Again, tons of folks here. Thank you for these thumbs ups that you're giving me. I appreciate that. We're on the air now a few minutes. We already have 212 thumbs ups on this show, 223 now. Thank you, guys. You guys are already piling those on, and this really helps my channel get noticed by the YouTube analytic computers. They push this show to more people that don't know that we are here. This channel has 50,000 subscribers. We need to get to 1 million to really have a voice, and I appreciate you hitting these thumbs ups, because that helps to bring new subscribers on every day. We continue to grow it out, and we'll see what's going on. Just wait for it. GameStop is the new Amazon. Well, we'll see what's going on. Brandon, how long will it take to reach that level? I just got a PS5 from GameStop yesterday from their online store. Way to go. Good morning, Bruce. Bruce, did you see Klamath's latest tweets? No, haven't watched. I haven't seen it. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Rest in peace, Fries. Hope not. Micro Centers next. Morning, Bruce. Good morning, everybody. Do you really think GameStop could go to 500? Look, I'm not predicting it will and when it will. I'm just telling you that why would a billionaire like Ryan Cohen, who has family issues he's dealing with as well in his personal life, his father is you know, health-wise so-and-so, he's got issues like we all have. And why would a guy like that buy up 9 million shares of GameStop on the open market? It's not like he went to management and said, hey guys, you know, I created Chewy with some guys, and I sold it for $3.5 billion, and I've got a ton of dough. I'm the largest private shareholder of Apple, by the way. The largest private individual Apple shareholder is Ryan Cohen, all right, at much lower prices than what Apple is trading at. Why would this guy bother to buy 9 million shares of GameStop? He didn't go to management and say, hey, I'd like to get involved. Why don't we do a private placement? I'll buy 10 million shares from your treasury, lock up my stock for a long time, and join your board. No, he didn't do that. He took a look at GameStop and went, yuck, look at all the shorters out there who are piling on this thing. 70 million shares short. It's trading at $4 a share, $5 a share. They're still crushing it, trying to drive the company out of business by making it impossible for GameStop to raise any money, because you know, you got to have to issue hundreds of millions of shares to get any kind of money. So why not crush the company with shorts, and that'll keep it down. So he's looking at this going, geez, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not interested in negotiating with management for the future of the company. I'm interested in taking over management of the company to change its ways. I'm not interested in being part of the existing team, because this team is not working out for shareholders. So I'm going to become a major shareholder. I'm going to buy up a bunch of stock with my own cash on the open float, and I'm going to do myself a favor at the same time. One, I'll buy up a whack of stock down here at $4, $4.5, $5, $5.5, $6, and I'll get my 5% interest in the company way down here. Then I'll declare that I'm a 5% shareholder of the company, which he did. And then I'm just going to keep on buying this stuff. And I'm going to get to the 10% level, which definitely puts me onto the insider loop as far as the SEC is concerned. By the time I get to 10%, the stock, I'll still be able to get the stock at $5 and $6 and $7. There's so much sloshing around with all those shorters just flooding the market. And I'm just going to buy it up. I'm not going to say a damn thing. I'm not going to say a darn word. I'm just going to buy it up. And he got to 10% in an awful hurry, and then started buying up to $16 a share to get the rest of it. And he got to 13% ownership. Then he went to management and said, hi, let's have a chat, because I own 13% of your company. I own 1/7, 1/8 of the company now, personally. Free trading stock. Didn't have to talk to you guys about getting any from the treasury. I just bought it on the open market. So you're welcome, because I bought up all this paper and it's now trading at $16 a share, with a whole bunch of folks at Reddit and Wall Street Bets piling in with me. You're welcome. You know, we took care of the short problem you had at $4 and $5 a share for the last 2 years. Now we're going to talk about the future of your company. And I'm not here to ask for permission to join your board. I'm telling you, I'm going to join your board of directors. You're either going to let me in now, or we're going to have some fun at the next annual meeting, where I will bring a slate of directors with me and we'll vote you guys out. Because why would the shareholders go with you guys when you guys had the stock at $2, $3, $4, $5 a share for the last year and a half and getting crushed by the shorters? Why would they go with you when I'm coming in the door going, here's 76 million bucks. I own 13% of the company. I've got the solution to your future. I have a track record of, I know what the hell I'm doing. I took Chewy from zero to an online presence. It's the #1 pet online company. It's valued now at $45 billion. Why would they go with you guys? Your stock at $5 a share, you're worth $3.5 billion on the open market. Not even that, you're worth 350 million, excuse me. At $5 a share, you're worth 350 million on the open market. Market cap, $350 million. I come in here and I finish buying at 16. We're trading at $20 a share now. You're now valued at $1.4 billion. You're welcome. Now at $45 a share, they're valued at $3 billion. You're welcome. I'm coming in. Yeah, they let him in all right. You're darn right they did. And so he came in with 2 other guys, 3 guys on the board. There'll be more changes going forward. Now, new people joining the company, a senior CFO guy going out. That's happening. There'll be more of this. Get ready. This is only the beginning. It's the ground floor. And so why would he care to stop at 44? He's a billionaire. He's only, yeah, he's up. Okay, he's up some money. Yeah, but this is not what he's here for. He doesn't need this crap. He could just sit back as an Apple shareholder and just do this for the rest of his life. I'm the single largest private individual that owns Apple stock. What do I need to work for? Let Apple and Tim Cook make me a multi-billionaire, because they will. And so he's got plans. And yeah, is it going to go to 500 share today? No. Could it get there? Yeah. Could it go beyond that? Yeah. But how long? We're spoiled rotten. We saw the thing go from $20 to 40 to 80 to 200 all in 2 weeks. That's not how it works. That's not ever how it's supposed to work. So that has come and gone. Now we're here at around $45 a share. It's from here you build the foundation and you take the company to the next level. And they will, and they are. And look for a lot of structural changes to happen in the next 90 days. Lots. And will the analysts in Wall Street wake the hell up? Maybe. Maybe there'll be a rogue brokerage firm or a rogue analyst that will come out and go, I was completely wrong about GameStop, or I've changed my mind on GameStop. I'm no longer going to refer to them as a competitor to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not going to compare them anymore to Best Buy with all their stores. I'm not going to compare them anymore to all these other retail outfits. No, I'm going to talk about this company now in a totally different way. There's new people in town that are running this company. They come from a whole different mindset, corporate mindset. GameStop is no longer the 1980s. GameStop is the 2020s and the 2030s. And here's why. And then she'll lay out the game plan for what GameStop is becoming and going to be. And now you should consider GameStop a competitor, or at least in the same genre as Chewy, Amazon, Spotify, all the online retailers. Just name them, all of these online outfits. You're going to put GameStop in there as the gaming online retailer. They're going to be the #1 electronic gaming retailer worldwide, and they're going after the worldwide market for customers. They're not interested in only dealing with their 55 million existing customers, which in itself is pretty darn impressive for a retailer to have 55 million members of the Power Up Club. They've got their email addresses. They send them information all the time. That's a nice starting point. New companies, brand new companies that get into e-commerce, to have a mailing list of 55 million bona fide customers who've been to your stores. You know how much that would cost a new startup? It would $5 to $10 billion just to get that kind of thing. And you can't do it in a week. That would take 5 years. These guys already have 55 million followers of their business. They're going after 2.4 billion more. The gaming business is now 160 billion a year. It's gone up by 20% a year every year. It's compounding. Every child born on the planet right now will be a gamer. Every one of them, because that's the future, folks. How many people do you know? You're my age. I'm 65. I'm one of the guys who's not a gamer. Why? I'm too old. GameStop came into being when I was already in my 30s. It was too late for me. I was too busy, with my world. But anyone that's 45 and younger, they're a gamer. They're certainly aware of games. And if you're a parent out there, or if you're in your 40s, your kids are gamers. If I'd had grandchildren by now, which I don't, but if I had grandkids for the last 5-6 years, they'd be gamers right now. I'd have a gaming system here at grandma and grandpa's house for the grandkids when they came over. So this is prevalent. It's just part of society. It's part of the way it is, and they're not going anywhere. These gaming systems are not a fad. This is entrenched in every household, and every baby born today is a future customer of the gaming business. Now, GameStop will have its share. And I think that if they were to get 1% penetration of the worldwide market, that stock's $1,000 a share. They got 3% of the worldwide market. This thing's $5,000 a share. I mean, the numbers for GameStop to the upside is so beyond measure, because what a lot of people don't talk about also is there are only 70 million shares in existence for GameStop. This is not a company with 700 million shares outstanding or 2.4 billion shares outstanding. These guys have only got 70 million shares in existence. This is such a small float company when you put it all together with a 50 million that can actually free trade. There's nothing out there. And this stock if it starts trading 30 to 50 million shares every day, which it was doing earlier, the gains on this will be unbelievable. And so do they need to spend $10 billion to build warehouses and distribute their product? No, they've already got warehouses. The warehouses they have are supplying their retail stores. They're going to just convert them to supply retail and retail purchasers. That's all they're going to do. Sure, they'll need equipment and they'll need people and all. Will they need $10 billion? No. They have the money for that already. And they will just keep evolving their company over to that side of the thing over each quarter that goes by. So this news announcement last night is telling to me, very telling. And do not be surprised if the shares, they're 45.03 right now, and the guys I'm pointing at my television. Those of you who don't know, my TV's right over here, which means I'm pointing at CNBC. These guys here are not going to be the cheerleaders for GameStop. They're going to be the doubters. They're going to be the pessimists. Listen to Becky Quick every day, and you're not gonna run out of your house after listening to Becky Quick for an hour every morning, all pumped up and charged up and ready to go and defeat the world, because Becky Quick is such a downer with her voice. I don't know why these folks are still on the air. I don't know why they don't replace these guys, because Andrew Ross Sorkin, I like, a very smart guy, probably the smartest guy in the room. But Becky Quick and Joe Kernan, oh my God, put a fork in them. They're done. I think they hate their jobs. I think they hate doing what they're doing. They're just so uninspiring. And they get all charged up when they can bring in Trump officials to talk about the Trump administration and how great it used to be. They're yesterday's news, and I'm just so disappointed in that network with some of the personnel on there. But folks, I'll just bring it to you in plain English as best I can. There's stuff happening at GameStop, but you're not going to hear about it on television. So there you go. You're on your own, and you got to go to Reddit. You got to go to Wall Street Bets. You've got to go on to Twitter. You got to find a guy like me. You got to find others like myself that are out there, and we're just telling you, big changes happening at GameStop on the corporate front. Forget about what happened to those shares. That had nothing to do with GameStop's corporate plan. That was just a crazy move. Markets were primed. SEC is to blame. Clearinghouses are to blame. Brokerage firms are to blame for not allowing you to buy stock when you wanted to buy stock in dozens of companies, not just GameStop. But they keep forgetting to mention that on CNBC. They only talk about how you couldn't buy GameStop shares, but they don't talk about how you couldn't buy AMC. You couldn't buy Bed Bath & Beyond. You couldn't buy BlackBerry. You couldn't buy on and on it went. Oh, it's a GameStop problem. It's all their fault. And it's those retail investors that's the problem right there. Those people that watch guys like Bruce and other guys. they're the problem with the market, because how dare they want to make money? I mean, geez, we should just leave it alone. Leave Wall Street alone to just do what it does, because it's all set up. It's all perfect for the Wall Street brokers and bankers. It's just perfect for these guys. Why upset the apple cart? And at MSNBC, they're dying to get those Wall Street guys on the air. That's who they want to talk to. That's who they want to bring to you, to keep getting the angle of how great America is, how great the investment community is, how wonderful it is that the engine that is Wall Street is just generating gazillions of dollars for its followers and its investors and its players. But then you realize, yeah, out of the entire population of the United States, you're talking 13% of the people own 80% of the stock. Or more, and the 80% of America that's trying to get somewhere, hard work and honest folks, you're not allowed into this club. This is a club just for sophisticated investors only, and the rest of you, just go work at McDonald's at a second job if you want to get you want to make enough money for a car payment. Burger King is hiring at $8 an hour. Don't be looking for that $15 an hour minimum wage. We can't afford that. We here on Wall Street don't want to see that, because that would be a distribution of wealth to people that just are not with us. I mean, come on, we can't have that. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's just Bruce ranting and raving to start the day. How's your coffee, everybody? Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for seeing me. The GameStop story continues. A lot of people are curious about it, of course. What's going on? Bruce, have we recovered? Is this a dead cat bounce? How are the markets looking? Well, right now the Dow is down 74, and NASDAQ, S&P showing down 9, and NASDAQ showing down 81. As we are going to get ready, I see here David Portnoy just hammering the Vlad over here at Robinhood. Why wouldn't Congress do that? Why didn't Congress talk to this guy like that, like this guy's talking to him? This is how I would treat this guy. And I still don't like the answers this guy's given. He's giving answers about protecting his firm. Well, we got to protect our Robinhood shareholders. Bunk, buddy. You want to go public with public money, and you want to issue an IPO, and you want retail saps to buy your stock at what, $80 a share? I have no idea what these numbers are going to be. And this is the kind of crap you're pulling with retail investors, denying them the opportunity to buy stock with their own money. Yeah, get real. Get another job. Go somewhere else. This is absolutely ridiculous. Robert, how you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. Welcome to the channel, and it's good to have you here again. Bruce is on a rant. Look out. He's out of control. 06 kilobert. I can't pronounce it. Thank you for this donation, and all of you making donations to this channel. Can you explain why stocks move in the pre-market, aftermarket? Love listening to you. They move based on sentiment of the investment community. Look, everyone buying and selling on the pre-market on GameStop right now, or any other share that's trading out there, they're trying to anticipate what you and I are going to do during the market hours. That's the point. They're trying to gauge the reaction right now to the press release that came out last night that a lot of you are just hearing about this morning, or you heard about last night. You're going to hear about later today. There's a lot of folks here who are not with us right now who are going to hear that, oh, GameStop made an announcement last night. You're going to see comments all afternoon, people asking me, hey, did you hear about the GameStop announcement? What's going on? And it went up last night after the bell. We were on the air live when it happened. I read it on the channel last evening. You want to be part of the show if you can, in the aftermarket as well, in my afternoon shows. These pre-market players are guessing what we think of the announcement. Well, I think what they're thinking, or what they're beginning to notice, is the shares are only off 10 cents a share. This is not a bad news announcement that was made last night. This is not like a devastating departure of a key guy that's going to crash the company. That's not going to happen. Normally when a CFO leaves, there's CFO problems. There's financial issues. There aren't financial issues at GameStop. They've got $500 million cash in the bank. They have more cash on hand than they owe in debt. They just have the wrong CFO for what the company is going to become. They've got the right CFO for the brick and mortar company, but for the company going forward, they got the wrong guy. And so I think it's a mutual parting of the ways, but I think it's the Ryan Cohen effect taking effect here, coming on even more. And he's going to bring in his people. He's going to bring in people that he's been saying to the board of directors, hey, I got 76 million of my money into the stock of this company. The board of directors all around here, I'm probably the #1 guy with the most personal money in this company. Everybody else around here, you guys don't own anywhere near the shares I own. Whatever shares most of you have, you probably got on stock options over how many years you've been here. The old days are over. The new boys are in town. We put cash on the barrelhead to buy this paper on the open market. I'm not interested in this stock being at $44.63 a share. It's not what I'm here for. So yeah, we've got some new stuff going on. I like what I see here. I like what I sense here. And the pre-market is just giving us an indication of just what the street is sort of thinking about. But when we open up for trading, you'll see it all for yourselves, and away we go. Now, the big markets, what's happening here? Why is it that when I started talking 15, 20 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, I've been on the air for 40 minutes. I started yapping 40 minutes ago. The Dow was positive. Now it's down 84 points. What the heck's going on? Someone said something. What are people saying out there? We're wondering what's going on. Well, FDA on Johnson & Johnson's vaccine candidate, no specific safety concerns. That's good news. If that's coming out, I haven't got a problem with that. So I don't see any issues. What's going on here? Why the world's largest fund manager is getting more aggressive and says climate change boosts the case for equities. I agree with that. I think that getting off of fossil fuel and going electric with other alternatives is good for the markets, because the markets go where the action is. And if the action is in windmills and solar panels, that's where you want to be, and that's where the market will go, and there'll be a lot of money made there by a ton, and a lot of good paying jobs will be available there as well, not only in marketing this stuff but also in the building out. I don't see any headlines that tell me for them why would the market be backing off as it is at the moment. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, a 10-year treasury looks like it hit 1.4%. Oh God, the world is coming to an end. The treasury in the United States government is 1.4%, and that might be what's shaking the market out. You know what? Shake all you want. Get these loose hands out of here. These ninnies that can't handle a 1.4% 10-year note. Guys, let me ask you a question out there. If your banker were to contact you, let's say your credit card company were to give you a shout and say, "Hey, hi, listen, we decided to change our ways, and we're going to charge you interest rates equal to the 10-year treasury." Would you be happy with that? Instead of paying 18% interest on your credit card, we're just going to charge you 1.4% interest on your credit card. But if the treasury rate goes to 1.5, we're going to have to charge you 1.5% on your credit card instead of the 18 to 22% we've been charging it. Could you handle that action? What would happen to the U.S. economy if every American could borrow for the same rate that the U.S. government is borrowing? About 2% less, at least maybe 1%, 2% less than the inflation rate. I mean, this is called free money. The United States government can borrow money for nothing, because this 10-year note today, you lend the government 10 grand and get 1.4% interest from the U.S. government. In 10 years from now, guess what they give you back? They give you your 10 grand back. That's only worth 9 grand because of inflation. And they only gave you 1.4% every year for them to hang on to your $10,000. You lost money giving the U.S. government money for 10 years. The 30-year note, you're losing money giving them money for 30 years as well. Even if it's 3% or whatever it is, you're losing money. The market is nervous about this. If there are investors out there who are nervous about their stock portfolio because the Dow's off 79 points, you shouldn't be in the stock market. Get the hell out and put your money in a mattress. Go buy a bottle of booze and stay home and relax. You've got to have some chutzpah to be in the marketplace. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your country. You've got to believe in the economy. But if the economy is going to go, oh God, a 1.4% 10-year note, the world is coming to an end, you don't belong in this business, folks. Get the heck out. Watch videos where pussycats chase little balls, because you're on the wrong channel. Folks, the winners are the ones who handle the good and the bad. And this isn't bad. 1.4% rate on a 10-year. Who cares? I mean, I'm old, which means I was around when the 10-year note for the U.S. Treasury was paying 15% interest. I was around for that, and we survived it. The market still went up. even in that environment. You know what corporate America does when interest rates go up and when inflation goes up? They raise prices. That's what they do. And they get away with it because the public is going, well, of course they have to raise prices. Everything is going up in price. So I can see why cars are going up 1% in price. I can see why airfares are going up. I can see why a hotel is charging more money. Yeah, inflation. Yeah, sure. But what they don't tell you is the guys over at the Holiday Inn or the Best Western or the Marriott or the Hilton, whatever hotel chain you want, or airlines or anything else, yeah, they'll raise prices by 5% when inflation is 2%. Or they'll raise it by 8% when inflation is 4%. That extra 4% goes right to the bottom line, baby. They are not interested in just cashing in on some inflationary. They're looking to make more money, and they're coming back to Wall Street every 13 weeks. When each quarter expires, they have to report to their bankers, we're making more money than the quarter before. How did we do it? Did we become more efficient? No. Did we build more hotels to have more hotel rooms to make more money? No. What did we do to make more money? We just raised our prices. We said to the world that we have to increase our hotel prices because of inflation. What we didn't tell the world was that we're bumping our prices double the rate of inflation because this is an opportunity for a money grab. And the public is so gullible. They're so trained by these on-air personalities that inflation is here, expect to pay more. And so they're paying more. This is fantastic. This is a great country. We can make so much money from these saps. It's unbelievable. And the stock goes higher. And there you have it. And the effect is, oh, I can see the stock going higher because inflation is here. Oh, it makes sense. Everyone buys into the whole inflation thing. And I tell you, folks, corporations love inflation. They really do. They hate deflation. They hate it because you can't raise prices. You don't have to be a better hotel company to make more money when you have inflation. You just raise prices more than inflation rises. You can be an inept company and make more money. That's how easy it is with inflation. It's a free pass. People, you newbies, you got to have to learn all this stuff. If you're under 35, 40 years of age, you got to figure this stuff out. We saw this happen throughout our entire lives when we were in our 20s and 30s and 40s. It's only been the last 15, 20 years that we've had a really benign inflation rate. This is kind of a new thing. Mr. Noodle, thank you for the $2 donation. Thoughts on Churchill? They have a SPAC with Lucid. Yeah, I have a thought on Churchill. Yeah, I do. It's not a happy thought. It's not a good thought. That face of yours right there is exactly the thought I have on Churchill. If you're buying this stuff right now, you're overpaying. If you bought it at 50 something bucks a share, you're a sap. You're a sucker because you were buying into a SPAC before they closed their deal, before they announced their deal. And the deal got announced. And what did they do? They vended in Lucid and they brought in all kinds of new money into that company at $15 a share. 28% of the value of the stock or 30% of the value of the stock's trading range at 50, whatever. What did the stock do? Down 20 odd bucks a share to where it is now. And even now it's overpriced because Lucid came in at 15 bucks a share. Why are people paying 35? You think this is another Tesla? You think this is going to $1,000 a share? How many factories have they got? How many employees have they got? How many cars have they built? How many cars do you see out there? How many of these Lucid vehicles are out there? None. Dozens maybe? Like nothing. Zero. Where do you charge the thing up? Do they have superchargers? No. They are so far behind what Tesla even was when Tesla went public that this thing is 5 years away from being a legitimate car company. Get out of that stock now. Get out. Buy a SPAC that has announced a deal that is closer to the $10 level than closer to the $50 level. The money was made on Churchill, was made. Anyone who bought it at 10, 12, 15, 20, 24, you sold at 50 something, you're a genius. You didn't sell at 50 something, you're an idiot. You're a moron. Why didn't you sell it? You should have gotten the hell out. They didn't even have a deal. And why would Lucid come into a SPAC at 50 bucks a share when they know they can come into the deal at $10 or $15 a share? I mean, what private company is stupid enough to take a deal with Churchill and vend into these guys? Because Churchill has no money. They've got some cash, but they don't have like $25 billion sitting in their account. So what's the point? Look at the SPACs I'm recommending to you guys. You can buy these shares at $10.20 a share, $10.40 a share, $12 a share. Gore Holdings, I mean, it's up there at 20. It was down to 15 yesterday. Those are the SPACs you buy because you know the deal. The deal's been announced. The public company and the private company will form their union. They will trade on the exchange, and you're getting in at very close to the $10 level, not with Churchill. So yeah, that face says it all as how I feel about the Churchill stock. If anyone doesn't get the message, you're not listening to me. Get the hell out of Churchill and stay the hell out. Have a nice day. Thank you for being here, everybody. What can I say? Ben is saying there seems to be a sale of 225 shares at $350 on GameStop. This is on the NASDAQ website. That's probably a glitch in the system. I doubt very much that happened, but it sounds good, doesn't it? I like it. Noodle, Bruce, no like Lucid. Oh man. Let's see. How many times in every stream is the same CCIF question? That's true. I get this same question every day, every show. I'm not changing my mind. This thing is overpriced. It's over. The story is over. The deal is done. Even after the merger, it's all over. I would not touch that thing. I want to see Lucid show me production of vehicles. Show me that you're producing X amount of cars, and show me how to charge them up, and show me the customer satisfaction ratings. I want to hear from Road and Track and all these other magazines about their quality control. All that. I want to. That's years away. That's a long time away. Tesla had the Model S rank as one of the greatest cars ever made by the Consumer Reports people and all that. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And Lucid is nowhere near that, unfortunately. But, we got to start somewhere. A and B, $4.99 donation. Thank you again. GameStop already doing a huge marketing campaign on Instagram for free shipping on new games. Imagine with high-end PC parts, consoles, gamer accessories. Exactly. This company, folks, you've got to get it in your heads. GameStop is not going to be a brick and mortar company anymore. It is going to completely shift over. And these deals, when they offer free shipping, guess how this is happening? Guess how they're doing it? They're getting rebates from the companies that they're selling product for. They're not paying this out of their pocket. They're getting kickbacks from the suppliers of the merchandise because they're desperate to get on the website that GameStop has. GameStop right now is saying to a manufacturer of computer parts or anything else, we have 55 million followers of our company through our own in-house Power Up program. These are customers of ours that have come into our stores for years. They've been buying product online with us from time to time. We market to them every week with specials. Every week we talk about the new stuff that's on our website. 55 million in-house customers, not people who are thinking about buying something from GameStop. No, these are existing clients who've already bought merchandise from GameStop more than once, more than likely. That's their starting point as an online retailer. They're going to multiply that by 10-fold, 100-fold. I mean, watch out. They'll be up to 200 million customers, 300 million customers in a few years. And you're going to go, why didn't I buy that stuff at $44 a share when he was talking about it? What was I thinking? Anyway, there you go. I'm not even being paid by these guys. I don't own a single share of this stuff. I don't own a single share of any stock that I'm talking to you about. I'm just ranting off here as an old guy, giving you my opinion on it. And, what can I say? Anyway, there you go. Thank you for all of you who are here. Appreciate it. See here. There's people talking about what it's doing. Volume right now, 140,000 shares of GameStop so far this morning on the pre-market. We're opening up in 7 minutes here. The Dow is down 62, S&P down 8, and NASDAQ showing down 90 at the moment. Not a serious start, a bad start to the day. Maybe we've got a half an hour of a little flush out and then off we go, but it doesn't look anywhere as serious as yesterday. Not even close. Anyway, we'll see what's going on. Catching up on comments. Thank you, everybody, for these. I'm sorry I'm so far behind you. I'm Mr. Clean. If GameStop is able to offer gaming desktops at an affordable price. That's pretty good, man. It's so expensive to get computers, even parts in general. I could see them just taking over. Yeah, that could be interesting. Let's see. GameStop is worth their valuation for the brand alone at this point, but don't expect $1,000 share price. Again, not right now, but don't expect it to be sitting down here all that much longer either. I don't think the $40-odd range will be here much longer. What else is up? I'm missing a bunch of comments. I'm sorry. They've just skipped through here. My computer and the software will only allow me to kind of catch up with you for a while, and then if I don't catch up with your comments, they just skip right past me and I can't get back. So I'm now within the last 7 or 8 minutes of comments. So I'm sorry, all of you early commenters. If you have a question I didn't get to, please post it again. I'll do what I can to try to address you. Thank you for being here. 1,400 of you already this morning. I love the fact that there are 1,400 of you here just as we're getting ready to open in 5 minutes. 526 thumbs ups too. That's really great. Thank you for 526 thumbs ups. Let's get to 1,000 as soon as possible today. The sooner we hit 1,000 thumbs ups on this show, the sooner we can attract another 500 to 1,000 viewers. YouTube will promote the show if you hit that thumbs up button for me, and it really makes a difference. They're free to hand out. Find that button, nail that thing, get me up to 1,000. We're at 591 right now on the thumbs up, 617. Let's go, baby. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. I'll just keep ranting and raving, and you guys hit the thumbs up button. That's an easy deal, isn't it? I mean, that's all you got to do. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Antoinette says, Bruce, you can't tell these fools anything about Churchill. I have friends that are buying that stock. I hope they lose all their money. I told them Churchill hasn't done anything yet to be a $55 stock. I can only agree. It's not worthy of $35. It should be trading right now at about 20 bucks. $5 more than the vend-in, because at the end of the day, when you consider the vend-in terms, Lucid will be the dominant entity. It'll be such a diluted stock. There'll be so many shares outstanding because of the value of this, so perceived value of this deal. It's going to take billions in orders of cars to justify a $35 stock, and they don't have it. They don't yet have it, and for obvious reasons. They're brand new. They're just starting. Getting ready to open. The last commercial is on my over here on my TV on CNBC. They're getting ready to crank up the market. We'll see what's going on. Bruce, good morning. A better long-term SPAC play to buy into right now. SVAC or VGAC. Buy them both in equal amounts. If you can afford to get all four that I recommend, just buy a quarter of your dough in each one. Pick up the 4 SPACs that I've been talking about. We're talking about companies such as Starboard, which is SVAC, Fortress Value, FAII, Gores Holdings, GHAC, and Virgin Group, VGAC. Those are the 4 I recommend. Pick up take $1,000 and buy 250 of each one of them, and just put them away over here and enjoy the show. The next 3 months should be a lot of fun. We're going to be on top of this quite a bit. You'll hear a lot of news through me about them for sure. Darth Cheese, thank you for this donation. How do you think GameStop's going to make all that money online? People have been buying games directly on their consoles for years, and GameStop news exists like IGN. Look, there's room for everybody in this business. Room for all. GameStop will be the dominant console seller. They will have all kinds of new games announced on their site. They're going to have all kinds of esport tournaments that you haven't seen anything yet. You've seen zero yet about what GameStop's going to become. You've got to get it out of your mind that what GameStop was 2 years ago and where they are now. You got to wipe that from your memory and talk about a brand new company called GameStop today. Going forward 2 years, you won't recognize the company in 2 years. You're just going to go, wow, have they ever changed? Man, they've completely converted over to the other side. We're about to open. I think we're very close. A couple of minutes out. Kramer is yapping away. Love Jim Kramer. Good morning, Jim. Hardworking guy. Talking about Lowe's, they set great numbers over at Lowe's again. Their stock is up only 50 cents on the day on the pre-market. They did not, however, produce the kind of numbers that Home Depot produced. Home Depot really delivered the goods, and that stock was down yesterday. I recommend Home Depot for a good long-term hold. I think that those shares can really do something. We're going to stay on top of things there. Bruce, yeah, I haven't watched your stream a bit, but you're full of spunk today. I haven't watched you in a while. Where have you been, Alron? Thank you for that. Yeah, well, once in a while I like to get going. I can't sit here and sleep. I mean, I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you what the heck is going on in plain English. And sometimes the plain English has to be a little more direct. I can't be just a nice guy all the time. You got to kind of, call a spade and talk about what's really happening out there. Skippy, Lucid Motors is a pipe dream. There are barely any Teslas on the road. And now another EV company at $50 a share, while GM and Ford and Hyundai are cheap stocks. There you go. Lucid, no dealerships, no distribution network. How do you get your car serviced? It's ground floor. I'm not poo-pooing them. They might do very well, but they're 3 to 5 years away from being anywhere worthy of really wondering about. You want to buy the stock now and think it's going to 1,000 a share because they're making an electric car? Dream on. Not going to happen. Not going to do it. I think you better off buying Tesla. Just buy Tesla stock instead of Churchill. You're way ahead as far as I can say. Anyway, what can I tell you? It's just me ranting and raving. We're almost opening here right now. Waiting for the bell to go. Cantonia's talking. Kramer's watching the screen. Think we're just about opening. Are we not open now? We're running. Here we go. Dow down 69, down 70. Let me get an update on where we're at right now. Here we go. Stocks open lower as surging bond yields draw focus. Surging bond yields. What a bunch of hooey to talk about surging bond yields. 1.41% on a 10-year. Who cares? This is so inconsequential. You talk to me when the U.S. Treasury hits 3.5% and matches the inflation rate. 1.41 is nothing. And if this was so bad, why is Germany still negative 2.75? Italy, which is a basket case, is 0.7. It's half the U.S. rate, for crying out loud. Spain, 0.42, basket case economy. The UK, 0.78. The America is 1.4. Maybe the problem with America is maybe the marketplace out there is saying, you know what, America, you're not running your act very well. Maybe you haven't got your act together, United States, and that's maybe why you have to pay more for your money. Maybe the United States is not running its economy the way it should be properly run. Maybe the last 4 years weren't so good after all, and maybe we want more going forward. And despite whatever the Democrats and Biden is trying to do, we want more money to lend you more money. Maybe that's what it is. Because if Italy can raise money at half the price, and Italy is a complete disaster, Spain is a disaster, they can borrow money for cheaper than American governments can. What does that tell you? You getting the program here? Unbelievable. Get this stimulus package passed. Put the $1 trillion in the hands of the states, the cities, the people at the bottom. Put the minimum wage to $15 and get people out of poverty by half at least, and stop supporting them from the government treasury. Have them fend for themselves. I mean, it's so simple. If people who are working pay taxes. People that are unemployed need support, and that costs taxes. That's the last I heard. It's the way it was in the 50s, the 60s. I don't think it's changed in the 2020s, but there are Republicans out there who go, we can't have a $1.9 trillion thing. Oh, it's because inflation. We can't have that. We need to give the rich another tax cut because they deserve it after all. They're the hardworking people that, vote for us. Oh, my goodness. Nicholas, hey, Bruce, I still love you, but here for Jen. Good morning, Jen. Bruce, any thoughts on Olympus acquisition, SPAC, merger with Payoneer? Love you. No thoughts. Don't know anything about it. I'll have to look into it. I'll write down the symbol. If any of you folks want me to look into certain deals, companies, stocks, let me know. If you're sending me a donation, I'll see these and I'll write these down. Thank you. I'll make note of this SPAC and check it out and let you know in the afternoon show the best what I can. So if you're watching this afternoon, FTOC, see if we can talk to you about that and let you know. All right, so I'll write down that symbol, and I'll keep doing that as you guys give me heads ups on other deals that you want me to be aware of. Thank you, Viking Burial. Uncle Bruce, IGF, I had 1,000 to blow. Would you think I'm stupid for buying a $100 call on GameStop for January 2022? 2. Love your show. That's way too far out. You don't need to buy a call way up there. I would not be doing that. No. You've got $1,000 that you want to put into options on GameStop or one option or 10 or whatever it might be. I wouldn't go that far out. I would come much closer into the market area here, yet still trying to buy some time. You know, if you're thinking of getting a lot of leverage, if that's your strategy, you're trying to buy contracts really cheap and buy a bunch of them for $1,000, but you got to go $100 on the call. I understand that January 2022 is what, 8-9 months from now. It's a long time out, even 10 months out. But I'm not sure if that's the wisest strategy to go with. You might be better off if you want to buy a January call, but if you can get in there and maybe at 70, have fewer of them, or if you can pick up maybe September calls that are at the 60 range. So that as soon as the shares break 60, you're in the money, and you're going to get real appreciation, almost dollar for dollar after $65 or $70 a share. It'll be a dollar for dollar reward for you. But 100 might be too far out. Just me. That's just my thought on it. Anyway, thank you. Happy a man donated £10 earlier to ask about online gaming stocks, gambling. Stocks like GNOG and RSI have huge potential as states legalized tax revenue, Cuomo and New York. Yeah, as every state legalizes gambling, and they will because they need the money, this is good for online gambling companies. The question is, of course, the companies themselves, how much of a penetration do they have? Do they also offer fantasy sports betting, that kind of stuff? Do they have a permission with the leagues? Can they do what they want to do? That's what you're going to have to investigate. I know that the company that was the SPAC, DraftKings, is trading at $60 a share. They're a definite success, in this area. They were as low as 1060 on the SPAC. Now at 60, a high of 64, trading at $60 right now. There's a winner right there for sure. These other ones, a company, I don't know how they're doing and how they're going to be doing. I'm not familiar with them exactly. Recap on the market. Let's give you that right now. I've got GameStop up 56 cents to 45.53. So if there was any doom and gloom on CNBC over here on the pre-market about GameStop's management shift, the market is saying, no, we think this is a positive move. It's the Ryan Cohen effect continuing to happen. More evidence of that is taking place. The old management is out. New management will be brought in with a whole new attitude and a whole new direction they want to take the company. So far, the market is agreeing with that announcement. Gores Holdings, 1996, up 37 cents. Virgin Group, VGAC, up 18 cents to 11.44. This is prime buy territory right here. Get this stuff before it takes off. I'm not saying it's going to take off tomorrow or later today or next week, but if it goes to 13 and 14 in the next week or two, and you could have had it here at 11.40, why are you letting it pass you by? It came down to you. Grab this stuff. You got some at 14 and 15. Pick up some more if you can down here. Average down. Get this stuff. SVAC, Starboard Value, 10.48. You're 48 cents above the issue price on the unit. Pick this stuff up. You're going to do just fine. Same with FAII. It's at 10.62. It's only 62 cents above the issuance of the initial deal. These guys have announced their deals. They look good to me. They're going to be well funded. These guys are going to be making a lot of money going forward. These companies a year from now, you won't recognize them. The private entities coming into these, you won't recognize the combined company a year out. They will be making a lot of upward movement. Why would hedge funds and investment funds and pension funds bother buying into this deal at $10 a share? Because it's going to go to 15? I don't think so. It's not why you get into these deals. This is as close to a pre-IPO deal that you're ever going to get on these kinds of deals. These SPACs, if you can get them under $15 a share, you're in really at ground floor. You're joining the hedge funds at the same time. Maybe they bought at 10. I get it. They're buying, however, $200 million, $400 million to get the $10 price. You can buy 5 shares at 1046, 1061, you can buy 10, 20, 100, whatever you want. You can get a fraction of what these guys are putting on the table and pay a slight premium to these guys, and you can get out anytime you want. These hedge funds and investment funds that are buying this stuff at 10, they can't get out. They can't just flip it as soon as it trades. They're not allowed to do that. They've got restrictions on their stock. You don't. You're a free trader. So if you're happy, if it goes to 24, 28, 33, 39, and you want out, you can get out. You can sell some, all. You can write options against it. You have total freedom to do what you want. Not these other guys who are buying hundreds of millions of dollars of this stock. They're locked in, but they don't care. They want to be locked in. They want in at the $10 deal, and they're going to wait 3 years to cash out. But when they cash out, they're not cashing out at $12.50 a share. Oh gosh, no. They're cashing out probably long after you got out, and for much higher. But they've got the patience, they've got the dollars to wait it out. You have to decide for yourself what kind of return you want. Microsoft is down 256 to 230. Home Depot down $6 to 260. That is a screaming buy. IBM up a quarter to 121 bucks a share. Good long-term hold. AMC down 54 cents to 716. So they've had that little run there, and they backed off a bit. We'll see if this lasts, or if the stock had a 2-day wonder run and it's all over. We'll follow that. Dow is down 74 points. Not a bloodbath at all. Nothing I would be worried about. Let the market start on a down dip and then run up from there. It sure ran up yesterday beautifully. Let's see how it goes as the morning wears on. Apple down $2 to 123. It was in the 118 range, I think, yesterday. So good long-term pickup here. If you're looking for a day flip, I can't help you. But if you're looking for a 1-year, 2-year, 5-year investment, Apple at 123.70, yeah, I'd say that's a good deal. Yeah, I haven't got a problem with that. Tesla's up $10. Did you hear about the ARK investment that was made? The number one money manager, they picked up, what was it, $120 worth of Tesla yesterday to add to their position. It was as low as $619 yesterday. Now it's at $707. There's a sign. That's the one you buy. Churchill, not the one you get. All righty. Thank you, all of you who are here. Appreciate you visiting with me. The thumbs up story now, 798 thumbs ups. Keep them coming, guys. We want to hit 1,000 as soon as possible this morning. Let's get to 1,000 thumbs ups as quick as possible to get those YouTube analytics computers to recommend this show to more people. That helps the momentum of this channel. We're at almost 1,500 watching here right now, 808 thumbs ups. Almost only half of you guys have thrown a thumbs up our way. Come on, you guys, get in there and hit that button for me, and really would appreciate it. That'll give us some momentum at the YouTube headquarters. Get them to recommend us. We're about to hit 900 thumbs ups, guys. Thank you. 872 right now, 878. They're coming in. You guys are awesome, and it's really appreciated here at the Stock Markets with Bruce. There's 900 right now. We're only 100 away from 1,000. Get me there as quick as possible, and let's make this channel light up out there. 923. They're coming. They're coming. Love it, guys. Thank you very much. Keep it happening. Someone's saying that James saying it's Churchill's a 5-year play at the moment. Yeah, but I think you can get in lower. I think in the next few months, you might get in at $15, $18 a share. I think the direction is down for that deal. That is so dilutive. Yeah, as opposed to the ones I'm talking about, I don't think they're as nowhere near as dilutive as this. This is unbelievable. But we'll see what's going on. Eventually, Lucid will have cash flow. But when will Lucid make money? When will they turn a profit? That could be 5 years from now. Absolutely right. Bruce Lee Hazelwood. Bruce, what do you think about the state of the market in general? I'm new, but it seems like the overall volatility is getting out of control. What does the experience tell you? There is no volatility. No, there's no volatility getting out of control, not whatsoever. The Dow Industrial Index is at 31,491. All right, 31,491. It's down 40 points right now. 40 points on a 31,400 and 31,500 index. I mean, there is no volatility. If the markets were moving 2% a day up and down, that's volatility. The Dow has moved 0.1%. That's called boring. Absolutely snooze fest market. S&P is down 11 points at 3,800, and NASDAQ is down 100 points at a 13,300 point index This is a snooze fest, you guys. Those of you who are new to this business, you got to understand something. You got to have a market drop 15% in 2 weeks to be anywhere near volatile. And even then, it's considered healthy. If a market drops 8, 10, 12% in 2 weeks, you're going to have a bunch of pros come on the air. Guys with white hair who've been around a while are going to say, this is good. This is good. We have consolidation. We have profit taking. We've got a correction. We have shook out a bunch of these loosey-goosey traders that are minute-to-minute traders, day-to-day traders. We're turning day-to-trade traders into longer-term investors. The hardcore investors have taken over again, and we can now just run along long-term. These 40-point swings, 80-point swings, even yesterday's market action was nothing. Zip, as far as the big picture is concerned. It turned around in 2 hours. That tells you also the power of this market. There is so much money that is available for this market, the stock market. Most of you folks, you just do not realize the bond market has 100 times more money in it than the stock market does. And right now, you can get 1.4% interest from the U.S. government for a 10-year note. Whoop-dee-doo. Whoop-dee-doo. You're guaranteed to lose 2% against inflation for every year you put your money into that equity. What's the point of that? I don't see the upside. Overseas investors are looking at this rate going, you're not sucking me in. I'm not buying a U.S. Treasury at 1.4 because I'm going to lose more money on inflation and on the drop of the U.S. dollar against other currencies. Why would I take 1.4% interest if the currency is going to drop 2% a year for the next 5 years? No way. That's a losing trade. No, thank you. And so the overseas markets are saying, go higher and you'll get my money. Offer me 3% interest and I'll talk to you. In the meantime, why would you put money in a bank right now at 0.5% interest when you can buy IBM and get 5.5% yield on your dividend? I'd rather invest in IBM than my local bank down the street and give them money for 5 years and get 1.5% a year for 5 years, or 0.75% for 2 years, or whatever these nonsense rates are. No thanks. I like the liquidity of the market. If I buy IBM today and I need money in 6 months, I can sell IBM like that, and I got my money. You try and cash out a GIC 6 months from now with a 5-year lock-in, you're toast. You're toast. Anyway, there you go. The thumbs up button is equivalent to putting a quarter in for Bruce. Thank you guys for that. We are now at 1,000 thumbs ups on this show. You guys are awesome. Thank you for this already. Rather than waiting till the third hour to get us to 1,000 thumbs ups, we did it in the first hour. This is really important. It really makes a difference to the channel. Thank you all very, very much. Keep hitting those thumbs ups and we'll attract more followers to the show for sure. We got 1,600 here. We just added 200 followers in the last 10 minutes. Absolutely beautiful. Here we go. Brandon, hey, about this Churchill thing, wouldn't you be willing to sacrifice some money, even a small percentage of your portfolio, to be in the Tesla at the point where they were still pre-selling Roadsters? I can tell you that why don't you wait 3 weeks, 2 months, and maybe you can buy Churchill at $15 a share. Why would you pay 30-something for it? I don't even know what's trading at. What's it trading at right now? I'm not even watching it. I don't have a quote on it. I don't have a symbol locked in anywhere. What is that stuff trading at? It's just no point in getting excited about this stock. There's only one direction it's going to go, and that's lower. I don't understand what the attraction is. I know people are thinking, oh, this is another Tesla. There is no guarantee that this is another Tesla whatsoever. 34.28 is where it's trading at, down 93 cents right now. This is no guarantee that this is going to be another Tesla. There's absolutely none whatsoever. You are completely gambling that this management can make something happen equal to Elon Musk. Elon Musk isn't running Lucid, and I can tell you that Elon isn't going to take over the company either. He's not going to buy up Lucid and add it to the Tesla family. Not going to happen. I don't see Ford wanting them. I don't see GM wanting them either. So Ford and GM are going to want to produce SUVs and pickup trucks that run on electricity. They're not going to want to produce cars. Ford is out of the car business. They don't produce any sedans whatsoever, not in North America anyway. They're going to produce trucks. Lucid should be a truck manufacturer. They should be producing luxury pickup trucks, not a luxury sedan to compete against the Model S. What are you doing? Why would I not want to buy a Model S and get a Lucid instead? I can buy the Model S now, a used Model S even, and I can get parts for it. I know where I can get it repaired. I can get charged at all kinds of charging stations across North America. I'm in Europe. I buy a Tesla. There's charging stations all over Europe, service all over Europe, an existing network of repair centers, a following, a history, 10 years of production, if not more. Why would I take a gamble on Lucid? I'll wait 5 years until Lucid has been on the road for 3 years, and then show me what you're all made of, and then go from there. I'll tell you, the stock, the deal was made at $15 a share. Lucid is coming into this Churchill at $15. Why would you pay 30 something? It's over. It's all over. Pick up the SPACs I'm talking about at $10, $12 rather than buy this one at 30. Sell out the ones I'm recommending at 30. Be the seller, not the buyer. There's a time to get in, and that was a long time ago for Churchill. It's over. It's all over. Anyway, there you have it. Those are my thoughts. Let's move on here as I try to catch up with your comments because I'm way behind. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and appreciate it. Let's see. Thank you for hitting those thumbs ups today. Thank you all for that. Yeah, virtual reality, that's another area of growth that I see for handheld sets. GameStop is going to have a field day with virtual reality 3D gaming, because you can't download it on your phone. You got to have the system. You're going to have the chip power to handle the complexity of it. I think GameStop is going to be having a field day with the sales of virtual reality 3D games going forward. We've only just touched the surface. Yeah, I think there's another unbelievable potential there. But that's just me. What can I say? The GameStop is up $1.29 now to $46.26 on the day. Gore up over $20 again, $20.29. Virgin Group up 28 cents to $11.54. Starboard is unchanged at $10.44, and Fortress Value unchanged at $10.61. That is where the markets are. Home Depot down $9. Every dollar it goes lower is a dollar in profit waiting for you to get your hands on. I know that's not a cheap stock. It's a $258 stock. I understand, but if you have $5,000 in the market, put $1,000 into Home Depot, $1,000 into IBM, and then you got $3,000 lying around. Pick up the 4 SPACs if you want, or buy some GameStop and the 4 SPACs. You got a nice little diversification going on. You can also look at picking up those ETFs for those chip companies, the Vanek Vector Semiconductor SMH. You can pick that up, and you got yourself a nice little diversified portfolio. You don't have to worry about market corrections or crashing or volatility in the markets. Please, none of that nonsense. This market is flush with cash. This stimulus program is going to put $1.9 trillion into the U.S. economy. It's going to take 6 months to filter in there. It's going to turn over 5-10 times. That's a $10 trillion stimulus to the U.S. economy coming up in the next 6 months, starting sometime in March. Watch out, kids. The markets are going to have a wonderful year this year. Folks are getting the vaccines, of course, and hopefully, cross our fingers, the vaccine counts will be faster than the variants, and we will open up these economies and get people out there. I think it'll be a pretty darn good year or two going forward for the markets if you are in the right spots and in the right places. And some of these I'm recommending, I think, is where you want to be. That's just where I am at right now. GameStop up $1.48, $46.45, going higher. Interesting, very interesting. We'll see how this all plays out. Never a dull moment in the big picture of life. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your comments today. Do appreciate it very much. What else have we got going on here? People are talking. Let's see. Consoles will never change. If consoles have the edge to cheaply play brand new games, why are you arguing consoles will disappear? That's right. They're not. Consoles are not going to disappear. The virtual headsets are going to require even more computing power to make it even more realistic. They're going to be wirelessly wired to your console right in your living room. There will be some online stuff, but There's room for everyone in this business. I mean, this is not going one way or the other as far as gaming is concerned. A lot of folks out there going, oh, I love the portability of my game on my telephone. I'm at work and I get 15 minutes break for a smoke break. I play video game online. Yeah, you do. It's okay. But when you're home, you're playing on your system. A lot more folks want to play on their system. And if you want to be involved in tournament play and not get disconnected with faulty connections, you're going to be at home where you're locked into the internet through your terminal, through your console. And so there's always going to be need for that. Lauren, thank you for this donation. Thoughts about the future of ARC ETFs? Just like any other ETF, depending on the segment they're in, they'll either do very well or not very well. Markets come and go, up and down. The ARC entities done very well. They've of course been heavily involved in the FANG groups of stocks, of course. Who hasn't? What mutual fund doesn't own some of these FANG stocks? They're all over them, and they've done well by it. I do expect the pretty well all the FANG stocks to keep doing well. There will be moments like we have now where there'll be some shifting going on, maybe some profit taking on Apple. After all, it's been a good year. Selling off some Google maybe, or repositioning into some other issues out of Netflix somewhere else. But there are stocks out there that are certainly trading too high, and then there are others who are going to be the leaders going forward. So ETFs, great way to go. Depending on the segment you're following and the management you're buying into, if you're going to get into ETFs, I recommend looking at the chip space. It's as plain as the nose on your face. There is a worldwide chip shortage. If you're a chip manufacturing company, your phone's ringing off the hook. Your emails are going crazy. You're getting contacts all the time from every company that needs the latest versions of chips for their products. And every chip you make is pre-sold. And it's you're expanding your plant. Great. As soon as your plant is expanded and you're making even more chips, they're all pre-sold. Are you discounting your chips? Nope. Are you having trouble collecting the money from your accounts? Nope. You're getting paid in full price, everything you can make. What does that add up to? I think I know I'm old school, so I'm using the old math. Okay, so let me get this straight. Everything I can make, I can sell at full price, and I don't have any bill collection problems. I make more money. That's the answer. I make more money. That is old school mathematics, and it works like a dang. Buying ETFs that follow chip manufacturers, and you've got the whole industry in one investment, and just sit back and do not pay attention to the minute-to-minute fluctuation in price. Just go, okay, let's see what happens for the next 2 years. Because for the next 2 years, every chip made is pre-sold. Even the president is trying to figure out how to get more chips into this country. Man, if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. I don't know how more obvious do you need it to be. That is a good gig going right there. AB, do multimillionaires ever take near 0% loans for $1 million, put it into IBM and cash out after 5 or 10 years, dividend stock appreciation? Hedge funds do that. Mutual funds are doing it. All kinds of investors are doing it, of course. Yeah, this is free money. This is absolutely free money. There are investors out there who are buying IBM on margin, depending on the firm you're dealing with. In some cases, they're only paying 2% interest on the money they're borrowing. And so they're buying all the IBM they can on margin, right towards the limit, and they're cashing in on these dividends at 5.5% a year. Yeah, it's being done. The interest you're paying is a deduction. It's an expense against revenue, so it's a write-off. That's happening too. Yeah, absolutely. Why IBM is trading at 120? A lot of people are going, why is it so cheap? Why doesn't it trade at 220 and then the yield would only be maybe 2.5% or 2.75%? Why is it down to 120 with a yield of 5.5? It's because IBM management up until the last year or so was intent on one mission. Whatever cash was coming into the treasury from all their operations, they were taking a bunch of that money and buying back their stock. They were engineering their earnings because their thinking was, we're trading at 110, 120 a share. We're way below where we want to be. We're just going to take stock off the market. We're going to take paper off the market, and that will increase the value of our earnings per share because there's fewer shares to divide the earnings into. And that will allow us to just, scoop it up. And eventually there'll be a shortage of paper. And as we keep, generating the cash and moving into little areas, that'll move the market. The new management has a whole different ballgame. They're going, we've been there, done that. You bought back 60% of all the stock outstanding over the last decade. You bought all that back. There's only 40% of the company left out there in the world. We don't need any more stock. We can now move the market. We can move up the market value of the stock by growing our cash flow and shifting our company into the cloud and working deals with Palantir, the Red Hat acquisition we've made. We can sell off this Watson health system that's not making us any money. We can take this new cash and pick up smaller companies and absorb them that can add to our bottom line with our marketing machine behind it. So they will continue to evolve into this cloud computing area in a big way because they see hundreds of billions of dollars in revenues a year coming out of there. They see the future, and they're going to move in there big time. And they are. Amazon is in there. IBM is in there. Microsoft is in there. Others are in there. IBM is going to be a major player in that area. And then what will happen is their cash flows will really take off. Their valuation will rise. The stock will trade at 300 a share. They'll increase their dividends, but you're only going to get a 3% yield if you buy at 300. Those of you who are buying now at 120, you get 2 or 3 dividend increases, you're going to be getting 8% a year on your money. On the money you put into IBM, you're going to net out 8% a year, 2% a quarter. Easy money, man. Easy money. Pick up the IBM. It's a sleeper stock. It's not sexy. That's the problem with IBM. It's not a sexy company. Palantir is sexy. NVIDIA is sexy. They have that, they're new, they're fresh, they're cutting edge. IBM is old school, guys with the ties and the pens in their pocket. That's the image of IBM by investors. Totally wrong. A whole new group of people are running the top echelon of that company. They're going a whole other direction, but it's going to take another year for the street to figure it out. You got to get in early, and you're welcome. You're welcome from yours truly to be aware of what is going to be happening. Let's see what's going on. Do you know what the cause of the chip shortage is? Well, I don't actually, know the inner workings of the chip business like that. I can only say that there is so much new production of new materials, new systems coming out that require these chips. For example, vehicles, even gasoline-powered vehicles. From the 1900s, there's more computer power in new cars and trucks than ever before, and you can't just use one chip. Look at Tesla and the Model S and the Model X, the refresh. They have put in a brand new display in the driver's area, and there's a display now for the passenger area, a gaming console thing. We're talking additional chips required to power up all this electronic smartness. These automated driving systems, the amount of power you have to have, the number of chips you're going to need for each of the vehicles on the road that can offer that. Look at all the gas-powered vehicles that now have driver assist. Cadillac is bragging about it. You can drive your Cadillac and not even touch the wheel and go down the highway. It drives itself. Why? Because of the chips in the vehicle, the software, the power, computing power. This is happening with every vehicle. It's happening with the cell phones. The cell phones have to get better and more powerful every refresh. Our laptops have to be better and more powerful every refresh. Apple was not happy sitting with the old chips that they had up until last year. They're now designing their own and want their own manufacturer. Taiwan Semiconductor is the company making Apple chips going forward. You can buy Taiwan Semiconductor on its own, or you can buy the ETF through VanEck, which owns that company. This is what's happening. This is why every new iteration, new invention, every new refresh of every item out there that has had chips now have the new chips, because if you don't upgrade, you're out. You're no longer relevant. You cannot sit pat and be happy. There you go. Let's see here. What else is going on? Comments coming in like crazy. Thank you everybody for being here. Other questions. What's a good exit for VGAC and SVAC once they merge? What do you think? Well, that's up to you. If you can buy these two stocks for under $12 each, if you get a $20 price in a month, are you happy with that? If you get a $25 price in 2 months, are you happy with that? Are you only going to be satisfied if you can get $50 a share, well, like Churchill went? You might wait longer, you might not. It's what's your timing? How long have you got? Can you wait 60 days for these companies to get their mergers completed and the companies listed on the exchange under the new name? It'll be a one-for-one rollover of the stock you have now into the new stock. I think you're going to make money. If you make $1, you made money. If you double your money, you made good money. Quadruple your money, you made great money. There's upside here. I believe it. I sense it. I like what I see with the people involved in these companies. I like what I see with regard to the pension funds and hedge funds that are involved already in these companies at the ground floor. I want to be part of these guys. I want to join these kids. These multi-billion mega investment machines. I would want to be involved, and so I recommend it highly to you guys. And think of me when you cash in. Who told me to buy that stuff? Who was that guy? There was this guy on YouTube. What was his name? He didn't have much hair, but he had personality. We all liked Jen. I remember Jen. Remember that gal Jen that would hit him every once in a while? Who was that guy? I'm a millionaire now, having bought that stock. Who helped make me a millionaire? Who was that guy? Thank you, Bruce. Have you missed some super chats? I constantly miss super chats. ALK has recovered. Let's go to Cancun. I got in at 35. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you for the super chat. His name was Bruce. Laughing out loud. Oh my God. Oh my God. He took my comment. I got excited. Russ, you missed the Flat Earthers group, man. You missed those guys. I don't know what he's talking about. Antoinette, I just bought my first 2 shares of IBM, and I'll add a share every week. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. I'm adding a place setting for you and Jen. There you go. Buy and roll, baby. It's going to be great. God, the market is horrible yet again. What do we got? 82 points on the downside? Nothing. S&P down 1795. So what? NASDAQ down 168. Who cares? It's nothing. If you can't handle this, you can't handle the market, because this is nothing. This is just trading. This is just a typical day on the market. Maybe not a good typical day, but it's not a disaster day unless you have a 1-hour time frame for a result. Mark S. Bruce, what typically happens to common stock price after a company issues non-convertible callable preferred stock? What usually happens? Well, it all depends on the company, the segment they're in, the business they're in, their prospects. What do they need the money for? If a company is reorganizing existing debt by issuing this kind of debt, it might be positive. It all depends, though, what is the interest rate they're paying on this debt versus the debt they're paying off? Are they using this money to buy back stock? Are they using this money to expand their operations? Are they using this money to take over another company? Is this money being used to pay for a takeover they did a year ago because they're under obligations now to take out debt from that deal, and that's what they're up to? These are a million questions. Why are they raising the money? What's it for? And that will tell you, and should tell all of us, how the shares could do going forward. If the company is doing non-convertible callable preferred stock, and they're only paying a 3% yield on it, interest rate of 3%, but they're getting rid of bonds that they're paying 6% on, or they could have issued bonds at 6 or 8%, but they're doing this at 3%. I call that a good move because inflation is around 3%. This is called free money. I like that kind of a deal.
Benedict, I know that IBM will form an independent new co and split all artificial intelligence and cloud-related topics into it. What does then happen to the IBM stock? Well, if they are going to split the company out, then what will happen to you as an IBM shareholder is you will get shares of the other company as well. So you'll be an IBM shareholder and a shareholder of the other entity, if that's what they're going to do. And if the other entity is perceived to be the hot, sexy new thing, and they come out at $50 a share, and your IBM now goes down from 120 to 70, and the new one is at 50, you're still at 120 bucks. But the new issue at 50 might go to 150 in the first year of existence, and IBM sits at 70. Let's say it doesn't move at all. You're at 150 plus 70. You're at 220 bucks. You just doubled your money buying IBM today. That is what's going to happen if they do a split. Splits are good things, and you get the IBM now to enjoy the split. That's what I would do if that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying it is. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, okay, let's see what's going on. Alrighty, should I short CCIV? No, don't short anything. Just stay away from it. Just avoid it and go elsewhere. Alexander, thank you for this donation. Could you give us a brief history, Bruce? History of what? What would you like a history of? Tell me, Alexander. Be more specific. Tell me what you want to know. Blakeman, the Earth is round and the Moon is flat. At least from my window, it looks that way. Sebastian, the chip shortage is because Chinese companies are buying up and storing chips due to the risk of sanctions. How you know how to pronounce it. Started doing it when the U.S. is putting pressure on chip manufacturers to stop supplying entities. Possibly, but you know what, folks? The chips that companies made a year ago, 2 years ago, are no longer relevant going forward. The chips that are now being designed, the latest versions of the computer chip, is what everybody wants in their latest version of their product, whether it's a refrigerator, a stove, a microwave, a cell phone, a laptop, a car, any systems anywhere. You need the latest, newest versions of the most powerful chips you can get. So if the Chinese are storing chips that have been made for the last 3 years, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble, because now they're going to be limited to the power of those chips for the kind of devices that used to be powered that are not being made anymore. The new versions of everything, including defense systems, weapon systems, they need the latest, greatest, most powerful chips available to do what they're going to be doing going forward the next few years. So China would be unwise to be trying to corner a market in old chip technology. Now, if they're restricting chip companies from selling to anyone outside of China, no matter what the technology is, well, that's what they're doing. But there are chip companies outside of China that exist as well. They're not just in China. So I wouldn't be surprised if new chip factories pop up in other countries to alleviate the world shortage, if that's what it's all about. We will see. Big Bruce, how you doing today? Can you break down what is going on with the NEPT fraud lawsuit? I have no idea what the NEP fraud lawsuit is all about. Let me write down NEPT. I don't even know who they are. I'll take a look at it later if I can. Do the best I can. Alrighty, moving on. Let's see. More comments coming through. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Any thoughts on Palantir? No thoughts at this point today. We got the short interest report coming out tonight. What do you think, Bruce? Last time GameStop was 40% at its peak. We're now 1/10 of the price. Well, we'll find out. 46.73 on GameStop right now. It's been jumping about a bit, but it's up 181 now to 46.78. They've made the corporate announcement last night. The market seems to like it today. The short report, we'll find out what it's all about for everybody, including GameStop and everyone else. When that is released, we'll see what's happening. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Other comments. Let me see what's going on here. Thank you for being here today, everybody. I really appreciate it. We've been on the air 1 hour and 43 minutes now. The markets, the Dow is down 98, S&P down 18, NASDAQ down 164. And the Fed chairman is now testifying before the House panel. I'm sure there'll be some really intelligent questions from those guys. Yeah. Watch paint dry over there if you want to watch that. What else is going on? Mr. T, Brucey, I just found out yesterday that cockfighting is done with chickens. That's 12 months of rigorous training totally wasted. There you go. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Hi, Bruce. What is a single when there's an extremely long chandle wick? I have no idea what that means. Is that something I should know about? I have no idea. I'm an old guy. What's the most efficient way to find value stock picks? Well, it's called hard work. It's called looking up S&P 500 companies and then individually looking up their finances, finding their financials and digging through it, or finding analytic reports, or finding analytic reports from brokerage firms and reading them. It's hard work. Sometimes you can enter search terms in Google, top 10 hottest stocks, or top market picks, analysts' favorites. I mean, you can try that and then compare your thought to their thought. I don't know. AB is asking, how about AT&T, 7% dividend yield? Hey, some stocks have a good yield because they're faltering. Other companies have a good yield because they're just out of favor. You got to look at the financials of AT&T and decide for yourself whether they can maintain that kind of a yield or not. But yeah, sometimes you can get some good deals. Absolutely. All cruise lines are moving up, says MG Tow. GameStop is jumping up 324 now to 48.21. Hello. GameStop is on the move. Something's going on. Perception. What's happening? Why is it going up? GameStop's going crazy. Someone's saying it's going crazy. It's running today. Bruce, what do you know about investing in REITs and M-REITs? The dividends look good on a lot of these. What is the catch? These REITs are real estate investment trusts. And a lot of folks have been buying into this lately because they're hoping the pandemic is over and that things will pick up again. I'm not sure, sir. Not so sure that the run will be a long one, but they were heavily oversold for a while. Dividend-wise, I'm not so sure about their potential to keep going. Woohoo! Price jump is getting my heartbeat up, almost back to my average cost. I actually end up the week green this week. We've got GameStop moving up to 48.21. Hedge funds hiding short positions on GameStop through ETFs. Is this possible? No, that is not possible. Can a hedge fund short a single stock in an ETF? No, cannot do that. Nicholas, I've been a long-term investor in Pfizer. Seems like they have share movement direction mixed with the cruises. Looking forward to a strong future. See what happens. Home Depot down to 255. Bargoon. AMC is on fire, someone says. AMC up 20 cents to 7.90, moving up. IBM a $1.15 higher to 121.86. GameStop up 345 to 48.42. The Dow now only down 45 points instead of down 80. S&P down 13 and NASDAQ down 147. There's some money coming into the market right now. What's going to happen? Kalinoir, if GameStop breaks 50, wonder how many collateral calls will come through. I don't know about that. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what the resistance level is for GameStop if we reach 50. We don't know. By the way, thank you everybody for being here from GameStop with Uncle Bruce, one of my new mugs that I've just generated for the channel. Those of you who got one of these, I cheer you today. Caffeine-free Diet Coke waiting for me. Keeping me hydrated. Welcome to the channel and following me here on Stock Markets with Bruce. Thank you for all of you who've been picking up merchandise on my Redbubble store, which you'll find on the About page here, the About section of my channel. Thank you all for picking up these items. I get a royalty every time you buy one of these things. Redbubble makes them, they ship them, they collect your money, they take care of returns if there's any issues. They do a great job, and I earn a royalty every time you buy one of these. So thank you, guys. This is beautiful. Keeping me on the air. Thumbs ups from MG Toe for Bruce, please. How are we doing for thumbs ups right now? We're at 1,100. Keep them coming, guys. Let's break 1,300 today. GameStop, 47.99, up 302. Had a bit of a run here. We'll see what's going on. Anyway, what does it mean when there's a long candle wick? If you're talking about a chart, you can get the candle. When you're watching stock charts, you can watch either the squiggly line or you can watch long bars that look like candles. Some are shorter, some are longer. There's technical reasoning for those. you need to, you can look this up on Google. I don't want to take 15 minutes to explain it, but it really means that there's an up move or an extended down move before the stock reversed itself. And the longer the candle, the more the length of the move. But check it out on Google. There's a lot of places you can check that out. It's fairly simple, though. It's really not that complex. Let's see, Bruce, can you use your fairy wand, your fairy stick, to make BTC go back up, please? If only I had that kind of power. Just think how rich I'd be. Let's see here. My GameStop value finally broke $1,000. I'm only down 70%. There you go. 48.43 up 346. This announcement from last night doesn't look like it's bad. It doesn't look bad at all. VGAC, hey Bruce, why do you think VGAC's dropped in the past few days? I'm holding this. Just my hunch that yesterday's market move downward caused a lot of folks who were shaky to get out of whatever they were into. It's now been 2 weeks since Virgin announced this merger, and so the hype came and went, and now it's just waited out until the merger's complete. It's up 29 cents right now to 11.55. Let's see here. You ever fall for a value trap? Those are hard to explain. People have different comments on what those are. I'm going to leave it at that. You can look that up on Google if you're trying to figure out what that really means. I just like buying low and selling higher. That's what I like to do. If I get something that in the past, if I had an investor get into a stock and it went down, we talk about whether we made an error or whether we still believe. If we believe, in the deal, we might average down. We might get out. We might sell and buy back another day. There's all kinds of reasoning to make moves like that. Let's see. Damn, I put in an order to buy GameStop at 43.50. Didn't get it. It's 48.21. Oh boy. Jake, Bruce, been watching for weeks. I love you. Could you give your opinion on TA as more of a science or an art? TA. TA. What is that? A stock symbol or is that a thing? Help me. Help me. I'm an old man. I know what that means. What else is going on here? GameStop throwing out the old CFO is the best thing they could have done. That's what the market seems to be saying today. They like this move. The market did go down $10 a share when this guy announced he was leaving. Did it? Interesting. The hedge funds can't short GameStop today. This is a big factor. Interesting. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. Wow, I haven't seen that since the early 90s. That's the gold can, right? You can't get caffeine-free right now in a can. You can't. You have to buy it in the 2-liter bottles ever since the pandemic. I love that caffeine-free Diet Coke. I call it warm, fuzzy water. That's all it is. Cheers from GameStop with Uncle Bruce. GameStop with Uncle Bruce. Thank you out there for picking these items up on Redbubble. You guys are great. Technical analysis. That's what TA means. Technical analysis. So the question was, where was that question? Yeah, Bruce, you've been watching for weeks. I love you. Could you give your opinion on technical analysis as more of a science or an art? Well, okay. One person's technical analysis is an art, another person's is science. Look, you look at charts, you watch the charters out there, and they'll give you their opinion, and they'll tell you resistance levels and support levels. They'll do the whole charting. But you know what? Charts get thrown out the window when something catastrophic happens, whether it's something positive like Apple announces record profits and it just moves the whole sector, or there's a Beirut gets blown up by a fireworks factory blowing up an entire phosphate thing. I mean, that's catastrophic. Good, bad. This can move markets, can throw charts out the window, and then the technical guys come back and go, yeah, but it's coming back to that range again. It'll do that. Some believe in it. Some believe in it as a religion. Others kind of, we watch it, but we're not so sure. We kind of, take the market day to day, week to week. BP, thank you for the donation. Short-term flakes bailed, long gonna see legitimate games. There you go. Investors versus flippers. That's what it is. Rick James, Bruce is the coolest boomer. Well, thank you. That's a whole load of boomer junk in the background you got going on there. Yeah, I do have a whole bunch of stuff behind me, don't I? It's really more from the Traveling with Bruce gang. But some of you have been sending me postcards and letters, and I appreciate it. I got this in the mail just last week from Sharon Gravel from Nanaimo, British Columbia. Thank you, Sharon, for your card. got this beautiful card from Sharon. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And thank you for your kind words and donation. I appreciate that. Thanks for all you do. Really enjoying looking forward to Stock Markets with Bruce and learning through you. I've gained confidence in stepping into the stock market because of you. Looking forward to spring and possibly bumping into you sometime on a cruise. Absolutely, Sharon. You betcha. I can't wait to see a bunch of you guys that are on this channel and the other channel on the cruise. And I just love getting these postcards. You can send me a postcard through the mailing address I have. You want to send me something here? Right here, you can send it to the main post office, care of yours truly, P.O. Box 941, Creston, British Columbia in Canada, VOB1GO, I think it is. Yeah, there it is. That is my post office box in downtown Creston, and I go down there a couple times a week and check and see if any mail's coming in. I am still getting Christmas cards being sent from overseas that are just now arriving. Unbelievable. Those of you who want to do a one-on-one session with me, if you like to talk to me privately for an hour about your investments, what you should be doing with your investments, you can hire me for an hour at a time. Privately, it's $400 US an hour. I will set up a private one-on-one YouTube show just for the two of us. We'll do a split screen. I'll be over here, you'll be over there. And you can ask me whatever you want, and I'll help review what you're doing and try to kind of give you some advice. Just send me a private email at brucefrommert@hotmail.com, and we'll try to take care of you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. 1,470 of you are here. Fantastic. Geo Designer, thank you for this donation. Read this recently. An economist is an expert who will know tomorrow why things he predicted yesterday didn't happen today. There you go. Right on. It's wholesome background. Someone saying it's wholesome background back there. Now lay off, Bruce. Don't pick on that guy. Bruce is the only boomer that matters. Thank you, everybody. Karen is sharing. Nobody sends Jim Cramer postcards, but people send me postcards, and they sometimes put money in them. And I do love that when that happens. Those are gifts that are just phenomenal. Thank you, everybody. Jen kind of, she can't wait for me to open the mail. Thank you, everybody. Rick's not a fan of the cruise lines. I love Uncle Bruce, but I would like to see all the cruise ship companies die. The amount of pollution those things create is insane. Everything pollutes in one way or another. I mean, we inhale and exhale, we pollute too. But container ships, cargo ships, oil transport ships, you want to talk about polluting. Oh my gosh. Cruise ships are under such restrictions compared to these guys. It's unbelievable. Anyway, what can I say? Let's see. Bruce, you still have Hotmail? That is hilarious. How much you talk to Jen? You want to talk to Jen? You can't afford to talk to Jen. You haven't got enough money, MG. You just don't. You still registered to give investment advice. I'm just giving you my opinion on what I think you're doing. I'll figure out with you what your strategies are, and I'll throw in my 2 bits worth, and you can take it from there. I'm not going to help you buy and sell anything. I'm just going to help you out, figure out where you're going, what the market is doing, what the world is all about. And you're making a donation to me, and that's how we do it. And it works just fine. You want to hire a professional, you can do so, whether they charge you or whether they want you to be a client first. Good luck with that. You don't have to be a client of mine, and you don't have to buy through me, and I'm not going to own anything that you have or not going to have. But it's a good way to spend an hour and get a perspective from someone else in another country that might be far away from you, but I can take a look at where your world is at. You can share with me what you want to share with me. And this old guy will convert with you and converse with you to help figure out where things are at, because the world is changing. Our lives change. From our 20s to our 40s to our 60s, things change. And sometimes you need an outside opinion or an outside perspective that you don't have access to, or, you don't want to talk to Uncle Charlie at the dinner table in front of other relatives. You want to talk to Uncle Bruce quietly off the record, away from prying ears. I hear you, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out. If that's what you want, absolutely ready. What else is going on? Do you know anything about the SAVC investigation? Every public company has an investigation going on. There's lawyers out there who are willing to launch class action lawsuits against any public company for any reason you want to do it for, because they need the business. The problem, of course, is that class action lawsuits take years to go through the system, and they're so stacked against private lawsuit seekers. These public companies hire SEC trained and specialist lawyers to take care of every news announcement, every stock arrangement, merger, acquisition, dividend declaration, anything. But you can look up the annual report of any public company. I don't care if it's Apple or if it's ABC, brand new company. It doesn't matter. You're going to find that almost every public company has to admit that, yeah, we've got legal cases going on, and we have in-house counsel taking care of it. A lot of public companies have insurance to guard against lawsuits against that are frivolous, to defend themselves. Like I said, the chance of a class action lawsuit actually being successful for a company trying to do a merger, a takeover, or whatever is minuscule. But there are lawyers out there hoping to win the lottery and try to convince 1,000 people to join in with a claim and try to go after a company, and they'll still take the job on spec and hope for the best. In the meantime, those 1,000 people are going to get all kinds of information about the law firm, and the law firm will mine those 1,000 people to try to get business from them for other stuff. And they'll do this other stuff for free as a loss leader, and then try to get 1,000 people to become clients, maybe get 50 of them or 100 of them to become clients for other matters that they can bill them for. And welcome to the world of America. Over litigated, more lawyers than you need. Welcome to the world at large. What can I tell you? That's the way it is. What can I tell you? Thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you. Could you give any recommendations on what category ETFs you would consider buying at the moment? The one area I like a lot is the computer chip area. That's the one I like for ETFs. Good growth prospects there over the next several years. I will not be surprised if chip manufacturing stocks are going to be the darlings of Wall Street. The problem is which one do you buy, which one do you not buy? I just say, folks, get an ETF. I've recommended SMH, the VanEck ETF that follows the semiconductor space, and that's the one I'd recommend right now. Okay. How do you feel about Peloton? Peloton really caught the wave. They caught the stay-at-home wave. They will have their highs and lows. I think they're going to continue to expand their offerings. They're going to diversify their at-home workout offerings. They're trying to get people to sign up for long-term memberships like gyms used to try to get you to do it, but do it from home. The beauty of doing it with what Peloton is doing is they try to get you to buy their unit and then sign up for their classes, and you pay the rent for where that unit is located. It's in your home, in your apartment, your condo. You don't have to go, you as the consumer, you can have it in the comfort of your own house. If you're working from home, you can work out from home, work for a few hours, work out for an hour, and then take a shower and then keep working from home. How convenient is this? And it's perfect for the stay-at-home mom, the stay-at-home dad, seniors that are empty nesters. It's a new unique thing, brand new unique thing. They have a lot of upside down the road, but they do trade at a high multiple. And so you got to ask yourself, do you want to buy into that expensive of a stock, or do you want to wait a while and let it sort of mature out and then take a look at getting into it? It's up to you. But the easy money has been made. The first wave is over. This is no longer a brand new hot stock. It is now down the road a ways, and the easy money might have been done. Alrighty. Jake, you should get a Bitcoin wallet. The donations you might get might surprise you. I wouldn't know how to do that. I wouldn't know how to set up a Bitcoin wallet. I have no idea. I know what I've heard of what this is, but I have no idea how to do that. And someone's gonna have to send me a private email, explain it to me, because I'm old. I'm so old. I got white hair and I grunt when I get up, and I remember the 70s like it was yesterday. I'm ancient. I'm telling you, I'm an old man. Welcome to the Old Man Network. Oh man. Here we go. Aaron, the investigation is into Starboard. whether they breached their fiduciary duties to shareholders by failing to conduct a fair process, including the dilution of ownership interest in the combined company. That is what every single lawsuit or potential lawsuit is. These aren't lawsuits. These are investigations into whether they're doing it right or not. That's all it is. These law firms are just fishing for advertising exposure. They want to link their name to the hot stock that's going to be this company, and they just want to get recognized. It's step one. Step two is if they can attract enough people to want to be interested in this thing, great. If this stock, this company, Starboard, if these shares go from $10.40 to $50 a share because of the merger and the after effect of the merger, who's going to want to sue these guys? The $10 investor, it only went to 50, should have gone to 100. I mean, who's gonna want to sue these guys? Everyone who bought at 10.40 right now is going to be smiling, going, I love this company. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, for telling me about it. I flipped out, made a bunch of money. What am I suing them for? What's the point? But if the shares go from 10 to 20 to 8 or 10 to 30 to 2 because they're inept at running their future for whatever reason, well, maybe then this law firm has a case, but they won't have a case for dilution of the deal. They'll have a case perhaps for a misrepresentation of how the deal went down. There's always a reason to sue somebody. I don't like the style of your hair. I'm going to sue you. You crossed the street, but I didn't like the way you did. I'm going to sue you. These public companies are sitting ducks for this kind of stuff. Every single one of them are dealing with it. Every single one of them. This is not just for this company. Everybody is under investigation. It sounds so scary. It's a bunch of hooey. And I'm waiting for a public company to turn around and sue one of these law firms for defamation of character. I'm just waiting for 20 public companies to form a class action lawsuit against 25 law firms, 150 law firms. Go after these guys. Throw in $1 million per public company and sue the pants off these guys. Will it happen? I don't know. You never know. I mean, lawyers love suing lawyers. Sin, don't cruise ships just dump all human waste throughout the trip right into the ocean? No, they do not. They now process this stuff. They have treatment programs on board. Then they store it into tanks. And when they come into port, it gets delivered onto trucks or right into the local sewage system for further treatment at their sewage treatment plants, just like everyone else on land as well. They don't just dump it into the ocean. Maybe the cargo ships do, maybe container ships do, but cruise ships are under very strict conditions, especially those who are near the U.S., near Canadian waters, and near European waters. When you're in the middle of the Pacific and no one is watching, who knows what is done? But how many cruise ships at a time are in the middle of the Pacific Ocean when cruising is up and running? 1, 2, virtually not. And even those guys, their systems on board handle all this, and they treat the sewage. They take out the solids, they take out the liquids. It ain't pretty to talk about. It's not pretty to talk about sewage anytime. But cruise ships have come a long way with regard to how they're a lot cleaner now, and those are now running on liquid natural gas. The smokestack emissions are like, I don't know, 1% of what they used to be. There was a time that all ships would run on that old bunker fuel product, which is the cheapest, dirtiest fuel ever made. Everybody was on it. There are still a gazillion cargo ships that run on bunker fuel, and they're in international waters almost all the time. And they have years to comply with the new rules, where cruise ships have already been complying and have already shifted over with all kinds of new technology to clean up their act. But hey, it's for some people, it's never good enough. I understand it. It is what it is. GameStop, $48.90, up $3.93, approaching $49 a share. How about that for GameStop? Very interesting. That is kind of the high of the day here from what I can see. $48.90 a share, $49.16, going for $50 here, up $4.19. I think the market likes the news about the change of this CFO. There were doubters out there who were saying, "Oh, it's going to be bad news. It's a sign the company's in trouble." No, 49.47 right now, up $4.50 today. GameStop is on the move right now. So, okay, we'll take that. That's a gain. We'll take gains. Always like games. Mr. Writer, what about your thoughts, Bruce, on AMC? Stock seems to be moving up. It's at 843 on AMC. I was mentioning this yesterday that some of you out there who bought this in the $5, $6 range, once it gets to 8, 9, 9.5, you might want to take a sell. You might be up 30 to 50% on your flip. This might be a good opportunity to take an exit and sit back and let it come back to you. But right now, looking very good on AMC. There's a lot of hope, wishes, dreams, and everything else. The Dow is up 60 points now, up 73, up 60. It's up. The Dow is up, and S&P is flat, and NASDAQ is down 82. Money coming into the market, as I had mentioned a little while ago. There's cash coming into them there hills. GameStop just under $49, running right along here. Volume now on GameStop 4.6 million. Does that tell you something? That is thin. That is light trading. That's telling me there is no stock for sale. There's none available in bulk at all. The sellers who got out days ago, and there's nothing there. This is a sign it could go much higher from here, just depending on the motivation of the buyers. And right now there are more buyers than sellers, so that's what's happening. Let's see what happens. Don't diss Hotmail. I prefer Outlook web app better than Gmail. There you go. Let's see here. Hotmail is for boomers, though. Let's be honest. I mean, it's an old man way of taking your email. Well, then you know my site's legit. You know that when you get an email from me, it's legit. It's coming from hotmail.com. That's got to be an old guy. And if it says Bruce on it, then that's really Bruce. It's not fizzing. How about that? Bruce, you got to replace those sodas with good seltzer-flavored waters. Those hidden ingredients will addict and kill you. Well, you know, I've been drinking cola since I was 15 years old. I'm 65. I'm here, baby. What can I tell you? I love Bruce's energy, says Ards. Thank you very much. I love your comments. Thank you so much for being here. Not everyone wants to deal with Bitcoin, you know, says Ards. I mean, Bruce, I learned so much from you. Thank you so much. Alex, thank you for being here. JB, hey, Bruce, I've been watching you every day for a while now, and you seem mostly bullish and optimistic. I love it. Got any good stories on your best bearish plays? Oh, man, I'll have to think about some of these. Someone sneezed. Sue those guys. I got my email in 1996, went down to the library and reserved an internet PC, opened Netscape Navigator, and stared at an empty web browser and thought, what is this all about? Yes. Anyone thoughts on SPCE? No idea what that is. DL. Bruce, thanks to your advice, I have 20 reverse conversions on GMC, and I'm either planning what yacht to buy or changing my identity and moving to Costa Rica. Science or art? Oh my gosh, I don't know. 1.2 thousand likes for Bruce. 1,200 likes on the show now. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, you guys. Let's get to 1,500 likes today. We can do this. We have 1,400 people here, and I'm sure half of you haven't given me a thumbs up yet. Come on, you guys. Get me to 1,500 thumbs ups today. Let's get this channel hopping. This is wonderful stuff. I do appreciate it. It really helps the channel an awful lot. Thank you all for being here with me today, following me today here on Stock Markets with Bruce. We got a good day going on. GameStop up 431. The Dow up 70. S&P down less than a point. NASDAQ only down 88 points. The market is turning around again. 2 days in a row, real power move after the first hour. Look at this power move on the Dow. It looks very, very good. Love it. AMC over $8 a share. GameStop is a rocket today. Here we go, kids. Bruce, be my godfather. Diet soda will do that to you. All kinds of comments coming in. Thank you, everybody. I got my first email when I was 7. My uncle set me up. I still use it 23 years later, but only for Facebook and sketchy websites. I like Facebook. I've had this address since 1993, I think, or 94. People say, why do you still use it? It works. What do I need to change it for? I mean, does it make me thinner? Make me younger? No, it works. I don't understand. Sorry, kids. You're dealing with an old guy here. What can I say here? RCL looks like Royal Caribbean wants to go to $100 a share. We got Royal Caribbean right now at, where is it? 96 bucks a share. Oh my God. Norwegian, 30 bucks a share, and Carnival at $27. Carnival just sold 40 million shares from its treasury at $25.10 to raise $1 billion. If I were those guys, I would tell them issue another 40 million right now and take another $1 billion because it'll only last you 55 days. Norwegian should be issuing 80 million shares right now and bringing in $2.5 billion. And Royal Caribbean, they should be issuing at least 20 million shares right now and bringing in a couple $1 billion. These guys are into the hole. They're into their bankers for, are you ready for this? The cruise lines owe their bankers $50 billion. That's how much they borrowed already. They're into their bankers for $50 billion. They need another $10 billion because they're not sailing until next year. These stocks, this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Do not buy cruise stocks. If you own any, get out, get out. Just my opinion. Shamir, thank you for this donation. Keep up doing the good work, Uncle Bruce. Thank you for these kind words and these cash donations. They make such a difference. Everybody, thank you. Dude, Bruce, read my comment. I'm somebody. We're all somebody. We all want to know somebody. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I love your comic book story on the death comic. Loved your story about your dad getting the whole territory of Ontario. Any more great sales lessons you can teach us? Oh man. Let me just think about that. I'll come up with something. Let's see here. Yeah, John Smith is asking me a question about, hey, Bruce, Roblox is doing a direct listing on March the 10th. What is the difference versus an IPO? As a direct listing, a better opportunity? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how that actually works. Direct listing is a bit of a different animal. It's something the New York Stock Exchange is pushing very hard to get more companies to, they're offering to do. I think what it allows you to do is go public. How does that work? I have to reread it all. It's not the IPO route where you do the big show and tell. And I think you end up issuing stock as you list at the same time. It might be through a Dutch auction. I'm not 110% sure on this, John. Forgive me, I don't have the answer at this moment. I will look into it and get back to you at a later time, and we'll see what's going on. Let's see here. Yeah, Warren Buffett's been drinking this cola for a long time. He's going to turn 91. I'm just doing what Warren Buffett does, just in my own way. Caffeine-free Diet Coke, brown fuzzy water. That's all I'm drinking. I love that Tom Jones story and the naked, the Beatles story and the naked Tom Jones story. How about a story? I don't know if I've told you this story before, where I met a billionaire on a golf course. I met the richest. I met and golfed with the richest man. The richest man in North America at the time, over 90 years of age. What happened was I had a buddy of mine come down to Palm Desert where I used to live. And when he came down to visit me, we'd hang out for a week and we'd go golfing together and whatever. Oh, thank you, Martin. Martin, I just got your PayPal donation. It just popped in. Thank you for those. All of you making PayPal donations. Thank you very, very much. Anyway, my buddy of mine came down to Palm Desert. We were going to hang out. And in the evenings, we hop in the spa, the hot tub, and we just sit there and just get loosened up. But in the daytime, we would figure out what we're doing, and we'd go golfing every once in a while. So I said to him, "Let's go golfing here in Palm Desert. We'll go to the Indian Wells Resort Golf Club, which is owned by the city of Indian Wells, which is a golf course. It's a 36-hole facility beside the Hyatt, the Grand Hyatt Hotel, and the Westin." 5-star resorts, absolutely gorgeous. The resorts are privately owned and operated by the hotel chains, but the golf course is owned by the city of Indian Wells. And as such, the public has access to the golf course as well as the guests. And the trick is, if you live down there, you know that after 2 in the afternoon, 1 in the afternoon, depending on the time of year, you can get the twilight rate. And twilight rate used to be $25 to play on a PGA rated golf course with a power cart. And the power cart would have a Coleman cooler full of ice and water because you're in the desert and it's very, very hot out there. They provide you with the cups and you can be hydrated at all times. And what we would do is I would bring along my cans of caffeine-free Diet Coke and I'd shove them in the water. And my buddy and I would enjoy the beverages, nice cold cola beverages in these carts. Anyway, $25, you can golf all you want starting at 1 in the afternoon. Now, of course, it's 89, 95 degrees, 105 degrees. It's hot. Who cares? The golf course is so mature. They have these big trees all around it. And what I would do is I would purposely shoot my ball into the fairway if I could do that. And then once, since we were the only ones out there, because there's nobody else there, we would pick up the balls and drop them in the shade for our second shots. And then we'd take our second shots from the shade, land on the green, putt out, and then tee off at the next tee box, which would be surrounded by trees in the shade. And we would enjoy ourselves. Anyway, this particular day, we had our tee time. We went to the pro shop. We paid for our fees for twilight rate. And they told us, you head out to the starter in about 15 minutes and they'll take care of you because there's starters waiting for you. Fantastic. So, go to the bathroom, take care of business, get a chocolate bar from the snack shop and hop in the cart and throw your colas in the cooler and go. We get out to the starter and there's two people teeing off and off they go. And we're talking to the guy and his radio kicks in and he says, "Oh, excuse me a second." And yeah. Oh, okay. So he says to us, "Guys, you're not going to be on your own today. There's another couple coming. It sounds like we got a cart coming across to join you. There's two people in the cart, but only one of the two are golfing. The person behind the wheel's just driving, and there's one person golfing with you. Hope that's all right." "Oh, yeah, no problem." We're saying it's fine. And then the guy says to us, "Oh, by the way, these two were here yesterday. The couple that are coming to join you, they were here yesterday. We've got it's a husband and wife, and the husband is 91 years old, and he doesn't play golf anymore. And the wife is about 62 years old, and she's going to be teeing off at the women's tees. And you're going to like these two. You're going to like them." And then he says, he looks around and he goes, the husband is rather well-to-do. He's one of the richest people in America, and that's all I'm going to tell you. And you're going to find everything out from these two because they're just a delightful couple. Well, okay, yeah, fantastic. So here comes the cart, and the gentleman is wearing a fedora and very, smartly dressed, not, casual, smart casual. And the wife, just a delightful couple. And how are you? And we're introducing ourselves. And the gentleman says, "Hello there. My name is, last name is Simplot, 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 Mr. Simplot." And I'm going, why do I know that name? I'm not sure if I know this name. I'm not sure. So anyway, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you guys. I'm Bruce. Here's my buddy. And look, we'll golf away. So they say, so we say to the lady, you can golf away. She said, "No, you guys go first because we're back here at the men's tees. You hit your shots and then I'll hit mine." "Okay, fine." So we tee off, hit our shots, and then she comes up. We drive up to the women's tee and off she goes, and she hits her shot and away we go. And as the holes pass by, we're talking and we have to wait a little bit for the group ahead of us from time to time. But all in all, it's just great. Then we find out what this guy's deal is. And this gentleman is a gentleman from Idaho. And he owns a company from Idaho that's a private corporation that grows potatoes, lots of potatoes. And we find out that not only does he have farms there, he has a processing plant there. He also has a processing plant in Australia, Europe, and we find out this man makes French fries. And who is his customer? McDonald's. This guy makes potatoes for McDonald's globally, and he only provides them with 40% of their potatoes. He only provides 40% of the fries because that's all he can produce. And he started a deal with those guys in 1967 when Mr. Ray Kroc was running McDonald's, and they did a handshake deal. to provide French fries for this guy for his ever-expanding McDonald's empire in America. Didn't come to Canada until 1970-71. And what they wanted, what Ray Kroc was desperate for, was during the year, potatoes, you could only get certain kind of potatoes at certain times of the year from certain geographical areas. And McDonald's wanted to have the same French fries all year round at every restaurant that they operated in. The fries had to be exactly the same every time, just like the burgers. And so Mr. Simplot had figured out the idea of growing potatoes and flash freezing the French fries, turning them into fries and flash freezing the fries into warehouses so that you can deliver frozen French fries when you need them. And so he convinced Mr. Kroc, I can supply you with the fries for all your restaurants, and they'll be the same exact potato every time. And as long as you fry them at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, they'll come out perfect every time. Because in the early days, McDonald's would bring in potatoes to their franchises, and they would peel them in the stores and crank the fries through a press and have fresh fries, potatoes, every day at McDonald's. Very inefficient, labor intensive, a lot of work involved, and a lot of waste involved. Well, here the fries come in bags, big plastic bags in giant cardboard containers, all ready to go. Just open the bag and pour the bag into the fryer and dump it into the oil, and the fries are ready a couple of minutes later. And so Mr. Simplot, as McDonald's grew, he grew. And the two of them have this symbiotic relationship for decades. And so we found out that he had flown down in 2 of the corporate jets that they own for himself, his wife, and his a couple of his kids, and their family members, and some other senior members of the corporation, because they owned box seats at the tennis center for the big tennis tournament that was held in Indian Wells every year. And they were down to watch the tennis, down for a full week getaway. And they were playing some golf during the day. And I said to him, I said, I don't want to offend you. He said, ask me anything you want. Ask me anything you want. I said, well, I don't want to sound like I'm being snippy here, sir, but you're a multi-billionaire. Why are you here with your wife for a $25 round of golf? I don't understand why you're not over at some of the fancy private clubs that are around town. Why are you here? And he says, just because I'm a billionaire doesn't mean I have to waste my money. And I thought, there you go. 91 years old. Nothing fazed this guy. We asked him how he started it all and how it happened. And he had started off by being a pig farmer. That's how he started. He was working on a farm for a farmer who didn't know what he was doing. And after a few years, he bought the farm from the farmer because the farmer wanted out. He took it over and he turned the operation around. Then he bought another farm, and then he realized I can grow potatoes at the same time I raise pigs. So he started raising potatoes, realizing pigs eat the potatoes. And so he sold the quality potatoes to the grocers, and the lousy potatoes he fed to the pigs. So he was making money there. Then he got out of the pork business because the Second World War was coming, things were changing, and he realized that that money for him, where he could really make money, was he could take his potatoes and grow other crops as well, and buy crops from other farmers, and he could freeze dry the product. And he produced freeze-dried potatoes, corn, peas, you name it, so that when you're at war, or you're on at the cottage somewhere, you don't have a refrigerator, you can just boil water and pour the freeze-dried potato mixture into a boil, and you got mashed potatoes. They taste just like real mashed potatoes. This was done in the 30s. This guy got a contract for the U.S. Army to supply the troops with freeze-dried foods around the world, and he delivered. He delivered to Europe. He delivered to the Pacific Front. He got the job done with the American Army. And after the war was over, he was now selling freeze-dried foods all over the United States from his production. This guy just got richer and richer and richer. And then in 67, he made a deal with Mr. Kroc to provide him with frozen French fries. He figured that one out with flash freezing of fresh produce, peas and carrots and broccoli and cauliflower. supplied grocery stores and McDonald's. And this has become a multi-billion-dollar machine. And he was worth, when I met him, about $4 billion at age 91. So my buddy and I got to meet one of the richest billionaires on the planet. We looked him up on the internet when we got back home, back to my place. We looked him up right away. Sure enough, there he is. There's his picture. And you never know who you're going to meet on a golf course. And listen to this guy's stories about how he started with nothing. So I asked him one more question. I said, again, I don't want to offend, but let me ask you this question. I said, because they mentioned that he had been married once and he was divorced, and the woman that he was with was his second wife. And I said, well, when did you two meet? How did this happen? And he was explaining that on many trips into New York, he would go into this one law office, and I think it was a law office, and he would meet this woman who was working in the office, and it was this gal. And he had been divorced, and he was a single guy again, and she knew business like he knew business, because she was very familiar with his business affairs. And they hit it off, and they started going out together, and next thing you know, they got married. So I said, so you're 91 and you're younger. She said, well, I'm 61. She volunteered. I'm 61. I'm 30 years younger. So I said to her, so you're his trophy wife? And he went, that's right. That's right. This is my trophy wife. She's 30 years younger than I am. And they both were laughing. They had never considered that she was a trophy wife. It never occurred to them that being 30 years younger than this guy, she's the trophy wife. But he looked at her as a partner in the operation of the business, because she knew all the affairs of the business, being through the law firm that they were with. And so it was a pretty good relationship. Great couple. Really enjoyed their company. They joined us for the 9 holes. She only played 9 holes, and then they had to get going again because they had other things to get to. But they got away for a quick 9 holes, and that's why they paid $25 to just play quick 9 holes, and met these 2 schmucks from Canada, and got to talk about their business. And my buddy asked him questions. I couldn't believe that he had the gall to ask him detailed questions about his life. He loved it. He wanted to talk. He loved that someone had an interest from the outside world of his, peering into his world. And it was a phenomenal thing to witness. And it was really cool to hear that. Yeah, we come down every year. I found out later he passed away about 5 years later, and he left a major donation behind to a university in Iowa. Major donation, and he was involved in many other investments. Pretty smart guy and practical, and it was really a treat to meet someone like that. And I just have a feeling that any billionaire I get to meet one-on-one, I think I'm just going to enjoy their company. These are the kind of folks I like talking to them, and they're pretty cool people. So anyway, it was a lot of fun, and it was really inspiring to meet someone like this at that age. To be as sharp as he was, sharp as a tack. Oh man, this guy had it together. He would have golfed, but he was just, he said, I'm too old now. At 91, I'm just too old. So he said, I just love driving. I just love driving the cart, getting out here and enjoying nature. And my wife gets to hit the golf ball, and it's fantastic. And we get away from the telephones, we get away from the other people and the family, and we're out here, and enjoyed hanging out with us. So I did enjoy it. Anyway, that was pretty cool. So there's a story for you today. Meeting a billionaire on a golf course. I made a video about this story on Traveling with Bruce called, I think I called it something about the French Fry King, McDonald's French Fry King or something like that. If you go to my Traveling with Bruce channel, you can look that video up. There's photos of him and his wife over the years. I didn't take a photo of them on the golf course, respect to their privacy, but they were a pretty cool couple to meet, and it was kind of nice. Anyway, there you go. GameStop, is it going up? Oh, yes, it is. 48.96. We've topped out at 49.57 today. Volume of 5.7 million shares. Gore's Holdings at 19.48, down 12 cents on the day. Virgin VGAC at 12.10, up 84 cents. you had your chance to buy it in the low 11s. SVAC up a penny at 10.44. Fortress FAII down 4 cents to 10.57. Those are bargains. Microsoft down $2. Home Depot down $11. A bargain, a bargain, a bargain. IBM up $1.74 to 122.45. AMC up 54 cents to 8.26. And the Dow up 169 points on the day after being down 80 odd earlier today. A big power move here. S&P 500 up 9.76. NASDAQ up 30 points. So a good day on the markets. NASDAQ coming on nicely. We have money coming into this market, and we're going to have more coming into this market. Much, much more coming into this market. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for these thumbs ups. Big money in potatoes. Absolutely. What do you think about General Electric? They've made changes, a lot of changes. They may still have more reconsolidation to do. That company is completely different than what it was 10 years ago. We're going to have to see what happens here. Not in Canada. They use McCain now, I think, says someone, for French fries. That business has changed. I don't know if they still have as much of an influence on the company or not with McDonald's. I don't think they ever dealt with other fast food companies, but the Simplot Corporation is mega big and international. I still think it's private. I don't think it's a publicly traded company. I think it's still a privately operated firm. I believe it's run by the family. I think the family still runs. At least last I looked. I haven't looked at it for a while, but that was a pretty neat meeting of someone like that on a twilight rate in a golf course in Indian Wells. I mean, oh man, my buddy is a Winnipegger from Winnipeg, and he has humble beginnings. I'm a guy with a father who immigrated into Canada, and schmuck trying to make it. And here are two people who are from a different world entirely, but they too started from the very bottom, moved their way up, and that was a delightful afternoon. We talked about that. We still talk about that. He and I, my buddy and I, we still talk about that. VGAC is popping. Someone is saying, Nicholas is saying, VGAC right now is $11.96, up 70 cents. Broke 12 already today. Very interesting. Disney's over $200. Unbelievable. And SVAC, can you break this thing down for me? I missed a lot yesterday. I was able to get in on this on the last dip. SVAC is known as Starboard Value. I've got my notes here. Starboard Value Acquisition Fund. They're buying a company called Cyxtera. That's spelled Cyxtera. Cyxtera is apparently how you pronounce it. It's a $3.4 billion takeover. The Cyxtera company is worth $3.4 billion, along with the SPAC. When they merge it together, there'll be $650 million cash coming into the hands of Cyxtera. They operate data farms. If you know what a data farm is, these are these buildings you find in industrial parks in large cities, medium-sized cities, that are heavily guarded with gated access, barbed wire fencing. The buildings have virtually no windows. They have huge power backup systems on site, massive generators for emergency electronic production if necessary. They never shut down. If there's a power outage on the grid, these buildings don't shut down. They house thousands of servers and with data ability. This company owns 60 different data farms all over the USA, and they have got thousands of customers that they do work for to house their data transmission and everything else. This is going to be a very profitable combined company going forward. This private corporation has not even started growing yet. This thing is going to be 10 times the size by the time these guys are finished. From what I gather, the amount of capital available to these guys is unlimited through hedge funds, investment funds, the Wall Street brokerage community. They're only taking $650 million now because they're issuing it at $10 a share. I think that they may grab billions more of cash, but at much higher prices per share. Why give it away at 10? You can get into this thing at $10.40 a share right now. The transaction to merge these two together will take 2 to 3 months, like they all do. They will be listed where they are now. I think a list of New York or NASDAQ. And I think there's going to be some nice profits in here if you stick around long enough. So that's the deal on SVAC. I like the deal, and I like that the long-term game plan. All right. Let's see. GameStop at $49.80. We're getting up to $50 here, up $4.77. Gore's at $19.62. Virgin Acquisition Group at $11.96. VGAC. SPAC now $10.43, down only 1 penny. Fortress Value, FAII, another SPAC I like, $10.58 a share. These are bargains down here, folks. NASDAQ up 158. Sorry, Dow up 158. Excuse me. S&P up 11. NASDAQ only down 20. It was down over 100 this morning. These markets have turned it on and are coming on right now. The Dow is hitting intraday highs of 31,708. The market is picking up again. There is no the market panic drop off or anything like that happening. The 52-week high for the Dow, 31,711. That was set today, a new record for the Dow. It's going higher. It's going higher, and there's more money coming into the markets behind it. And this is why I'm recommending some of these shares like IBM, buying Home Depot, pick up Microsoft, pick up these SPACs I'm talking to you about. And then, of course, the GameStop story is its own story. We had news this morning or last night about the saying goodbye to the chief financial officer within the next month or so. He's out the door, and I think there'll be new blood coming into that position with a whole different outlook. And I think the company might surprise us. I'm hoping they do. They might surprise us with who the new financial officer could be. I think that is going to be the Ryan Cohen effect taking over right now. And in the last 2 days, GameStop shares have moved up from the low 40s, high 30s, now almost to $50. We've got a bit of movement happening here, and yet we've only traded 6.5 million shares of GameStop today, telling me loud and clear, whatever resistance there was for this stock it's all gone. There's just nothing for sale here of any significance. And with only 6 million shares of trading, we're up almost $5 a share. Kids, the writing is on the wall. It's obvious. This stock is picking up some steam here. It's not moved up $5 in 15 minutes. It's just been a steady climb all morning long. It's just powering up. $49.96. We're up $4.99. We're about to break through the $50 resistance level. We'll see what selling is there. I'm sure there's a lot of selling at 50. A nice round number, but it might not last very long. We're going to have to watch to see what happens here. I'll keep a close eye on it. We'll see in the next 20, 30 minutes what the buying power comes onto this thing. People are saying that AMC is on fire. It's going crazy. It's now up to $8.38, up 68 cents on the day. So it too is having a good day today. Had a good day yesterday. But GameStop is definitely getting some buying power coming into it. The new CFO, that is being viewed as a positive move for the company's stock and the corporation as a whole. We're going to see how this goes. Doom is saying we're going to the moon, you guys. Henry's saying we broke it already. We're going through here. Lazar, GameStop is the way to go. 49. What's the high price on this now? 49 or 50. So it's done it. It's already broken it. It's going to probably break it again, and we'll keep following the movement of GameStop. Dow now up 180. Another 20-point jump here on the Dow. We've got S&P up 12.5, and NASDAQ now only down 15 points. We might be into a serious run here on these markets to new highs yet again. It just does not look like it's going to ease up, especially with the economy possibly opening up, especially with the $1.9 trillion package. That is gasoline on a fire. That's really going to help things out. And then the vaccines being distributed more and more and more. This is positive news long-term for this market. I'm quite excited about this. Doom, it feels so good to be excited again. I think the hedges are out of ammo. We'll see about those hedge funds. What is the wildest trade you can remember from your time in the business, in the game? Oh, I too many. I just have seen so much over the years. I remember back in the 70s, it was all about oil and gas. I mean, oil went from $2 a barrel to $8 a barrel, $12 a barrel. Then people thought it would never hit $20 a barrel, and it did. And then a few years later, it was trading in the early 80s at $40 a barrel. People never thought they'd see that. Then it eventually hit $100 a barrel. I remember hitting $140 a barrel in 2008. People never thought that would happen. I mean, I'm from an oil town, Calgary, trading at $50 on GameStop just a few moments ago, touching 50 again. So we saw a lot of that kind of activity. But we've seen companies come and go, spectacular crashes, spectacular wins, and all of that stuff. Excuse me. This Amazon story has been an amazing story over the last 2 decades. Unbelievable that, Amazon for years, 10 years in a row, analysts were saying, this stock shouldn't even be here. It should be 1/3 the price, 1/4 of the price. It's so overvalued. We won't recommend it, blah, 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 blah. It just kept going up and up. The company just kept getting larger and larger. They kept raising more cash from stockbrokers and investment funds, build out more warehouses. As the website got even more sophisticated, more products were offered. It just became a monster. And here we are today, one of the largest entities in the world. GameStop now 50.09, broke right through $50. That is a good sign. 50.22. Now there's nothing. There's nothing to stop it now. It can go much higher from here. It just depends how much buying is coming in. Momentum is breeding momentum. It's moving up 50.22 and climbing. The Dow up 182. NASDAQ just turned positive. It's up 4 points now, 4.5. NASDAQ is up 4.5 points from 150-point loss, something like that. There's money coming in here, folks. Lots of money. And you just got to take your positions and hang on for the ride. Here we go. Let's see now. Virgin Group, VGAC 1204, up over 12 again. Starboard is now up 4 cents to 10.48. Fortress Value down 3 cents to 10.58. These days may be numbered. Microsoft $1.92 on the downside. That's coming on. Home Depot still down 10.97. Down to 255 for the low. It's at 256. This is a buy, definitely a buy, and the market is getting it wrong. Why people are selling HD, I have no idea. Fools. IBM up $1.68 to 122.39. AMC up to 8.39, up 69 cents. The Dow up 182 points. Apple only down $1.30. Screaming a buy there. Tesla up $33 to 7.31. It was 6.19 yesterday. Now 7.31. Bed Bath & Beyond up 3 cents. BlackBerry up 23 cents. Interesting. What else have we got going on here? Royal Caribbean up $6 to 96.26. Norwegian up 271 to 31.33. Carnival up 146 to 27.92. Those are crazy prices, but what can I say? People are buying. They want in. What else is going on? Big banks in Wall Street are all higher today. Disney was over 200. It's 199.02. Ridiculous price on that one. But sometimes you just can't tell people what to do. Google down 340 a share at 2,067. That has popped up from a low of 2,038. So that has picked up $30 a share practically in the last hour and a half. So Google is coming on. Netflix is coming on. They were as low as 539. They're now 556. They're going higher. What else have we got here? Any others to talk to you about? Not much else there. I'm watching a bunch of stocks, but 50.21 on GameStop, up 5.24. Now, of course, if you're watching CNBC, and they mention GameStop at $50, don't be surprised if they say, GameStop is up $5 to $50.27, but they were at $500 a couple of weeks ago. That's how they'll tell you GameStop is up $5 a share. You'll get that little snide comment at the end from some of these guys. Totally inappropriate, but that's the attitude of Wall Street on GameStop. You're on your own out here. You're picking up this deal right now that is converting into an online retailer, and the guys on TV are not going to talk to you about it. What can I say? I'm just telling you what I see and what I hear and what I feel going on. We have 1,400 thumbs ups for this telecast, which is absolutely wonderful. We had to work yesterday to the third hour to get to 1,000 thumbs ups. Now we have over 1,400. I would love to see over 15 or 1,600 before I go off the air today. Thank you guys so much for plowing those thumbs ups today. You're helping my channel. You're helping my channel get discovered, because these thumbs ups are bringing a lot of momentum into this show. And I thank you. Keep those thumbs ups coming, guys. Hit that button. Get us over 1.5 and 1.6. That would be really great if we could hit 1,600 thumbs up before I go off the air today. This is absolutely exciting. I thank you very much. Those of you who are like to follow my Traveling with Bruce channel, I uploaded a video this morning talking about all kinds of news on Disney, Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean. If you get a chance later today, check out my Traveling with Bruce channel. Check out the video I uploaded this morning. Let me know what you think. If you like it, give it a thumbs up too. I would appreciate it very, very much. Like I say, the markets are picking up steam here. We are definitely getting some good momentum here. Very glad to see all of this. But I'm not all that surprised, because there's so much money on the sidelines that's going to come into this market, and you can pick your spots here and there, and definitely get your hands on some good trading stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Double checking a couple of things. Stock Markets with Bruce. Thank you, all of you, for jumping in there. This show right now has already had 9,300 views. That is a couple of thousand more than the entire show I did yesterday. So a bunch of you are following me here today. I appreciate this very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Martine Vong. Thank you for the donation you made today on my PayPal account. These donations, I appreciate them. I keep the amounts confidential, but thank you for supporting my channel through these PayPal donations, as well as these super chats you folks are making here. So much appreciated. GameStop a little lower at the moment now, 48.86. Had a little shot over 50. We'll watch the waves of buying and selling come through here. Quite common, quite normal to see this. Very interesting movement here. The Dow up 180 points, S&P up 16 now, NASDAQ up 15. We've turned green across the board on the three big indexes. Very good to see what's going on. Wizard Owl saying, Bruce, you're my favorite uncle. Uncle Bruce, you're my favorite uncle. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Trish is saying, you can transfer money to Bruce via email. You can. It can be done, if you dare to. PayPal is a great way to do it. Love that too. Thank you, everybody, for throwing dough at us from time to time. Jen just is amazed. She's just dumbfounded that you never even met these people. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. What else is going on here? People are talking about GameStop like crazy. People love it. People hate it. They're excited. They're wanting to throw thumbs ups here at the show. Bruce's market cap is growing. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be on again today. Don't forget, I've only got 9 more minutes left here. I'll be on today, 1 hour before the close until 1 hour after the close here on Stock Markets with Bruce. So you can follow the action for the rest of the afternoon and into the aftermarket. And we'll see if there's any more news coming out on any of these stocks we're following. AMC right now, 824, up 53 cents on the day. The Dow up 191 points. A very good rally from the opening after the first half an hour. So the markets have been on a tear ever since. And we see some movement here on some of our favorite stocks, which is good to see. We'll keep following these stories and just see how the market wants to play it. Let me take a look here. Any more bulletins that I need to update you guys on? Let me take a peek here. Still talking about FDA, Johnson & Johnson's one-dose vaccine candidate. No specific safety concerns, they say, so that's good to hear. AstraZeneca executive tells Congress it could have 50 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine ready in April. CVS says it will reach millions of new customers as it administers the vaccine. That is all good news, too. Boeing helps fuel Dow Industrials gain Wednesday, even as the S&P 500 and NASDAQ move lower. That's an old comment. We're now green across the board. Very, very good. I don't see any other major announcements really here. There was a headline this morning talking about how badly GameStop was reacting to the news of the departure of the CFO, I can tell you that news has dissipated. The market for GameStop has been much higher today since that announcement last night. So no bad news there. We're watching that very closely going forward. Double checking any other announcements that might be being made on GameStop. Not seeing anything new to worry about here. Clearinghouse urges faster trade settlement amid GameStop scrutiny. That would be good for the whole market, not just GameStop shares. Every stock would do better with that. That would make the market much more transparent as well, which I would love to see that. I would encourage that for sure. Open arms, absolutely. Tesla up to 728, IBM up to 122. The shares of the ETF, the VanEck Vector Semiconductor, down only 13 cents on the day. It's coming on here. It was as low as 238.44 today, now 242.06, just off the high of the day for the VanEck Vectors Semiconductor ETF. That is the one you want to get into if you want to play, in my opinion, you want to play the chip shortage of the world. That's the way to do it. Get into that ETF and enjoy the upside there. I think that's the way to go. Where are we now? Dow up 203 points. S&P up 18. NASDAQ up 25. Remember, a 200-point gain on the Dow, it's record territory. I admit it's only 0.65 of a percentage point higher. 2/3 of a percentage point gain today. There's a lot more room to run here. S&P is only up 0.48. Less than half a percentage point higher. NASDAQ is the laggard, only up 1/5 of a percentage point. It's been the one dragging the markets down the most, probably because of the FANG stocks, but it looks to me like some of these FANG stocks are beginning to turn the corner again, and we may have a bit of a run. Some of these could be a bit oversold here after a week or 10 days of selling pressure, and there might be some bargain hunting coming into some of these FANG companies. We'll keep an eye on that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for that. Bruce, you finally hit 1,400 likes. Let's see, how are we doing on the likes? 1,500 thumbs ups now. We got that going. Keep that coming, guys. We want to hit 1,600 if we can before I go off the air today. I'm off the air in about 5 minutes or so. So come on in with another 100 thumbs ups for us. We'll get up and over 1,600 thumbs ups for the day. That would be a really good thing. People are discovering this channel because of these thumbs ups, and I thank all of you for helping out this channel to get us exposed on YouTube to new people who don't even know we're here. Let's see, Bruce. I know you don't drink, but what do you think about the profitability of cannabis-infused beverages, even alcoholic beverages? There's a potential there. I know that some of the I think it's what's I going to say? Beer producers are getting into beverages for cannabis. Here in Canada, there's been some stuff going on. There are definitely beverages available in Canada that have cannabis as part of the beverage, whether it's energy drinks or lemonade or whatever it would be, and alcoholic too. It's a big business. There could be a lot to it. We'll have to see. I don't know if the two are mixed in together, alcohol or cannabis. I'm sure it's one or the other, but it's not my purview. It's not my expertise, so I can't give you the lowdown. But in Canada, edibles like gummy bears and chocolate and muffins and all kinds of candies are a big deal. They're very well received. There's a strong market for it. A lot of seniors, they don't want to light up. They're quite happy to ingest cannabis through edibles and drinkables. This is where the money is going to be, the big money, I think. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the United States. It's going to be a while for the U.S. to, hopefully, I'm hopeful for the Americans that it'll be decriminalized on a federal level. But there's just too many old farts in the Senate right now. You got to get these guys out of there. They got to either die of old age or be voted out. You got to get a new generation of senators that are in their 30s and 40s in that chamber, because these octarians and septarians, these 70s and 80-year-olds, these guys are Bible Belt thumpers. You got to get them out of there. I mean, wake up, America. Change them over. Come on. But You won't vote them out. It's incredible how America will not vote out these old timers to join the population at large. I mean, Americans who pay the taxes and who are working their butts off are in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and they're being ruled by these 80-year-old people that are subject to the gun lobby, the religious lobby. They're so in the pocket of organizations that may or may not be in your best interest. What can I say, kids? It's the way of the world. Anyway, I'm just an old guy talking. What can I say? Uncle Bruce, how do you feel about EHANG? Is it a buy or no? Potential to get back? I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Stock markets with Bruce. Why would GameStop short interest rate be 1%? I have no idea what that means, if that's true or not. No idea. Danny, Bruce tells you up front he holds no stocks. He truly is a wholesome figure in this space. The growth of the channel is indicative of this. I don't own any stock. I don't buy and sell stock. You don't watch me trading on the show. I just a commentator, and I just tell you what I think, and I tell you what I think's going on. I try to make it in plain English. Let you in on what's happening, folks. What can I tell you? Thank you, everybody. Can gold go to the moon? I'm not a fan of metals. I'm just not a fan. There's no gold shortage. There's gold everywhere. Oh, God, there's so much gold lying around. It's crazy. What else is being asked of me right now? Term limits for Congress. Good luck with that. They have to do it themselves. It's not going to happen. You got to vote them out. You got to vote these guys out. The public has got to get so upset with these morons that they form committees to get rid of them. That's you got to outspend the folks who want to keep these guys. Well, who wants to keep these guys? The status quo, obviously. So you got to vote them out. I don't know if that can happen. Thank you for this donation, Bokia TV. I bought so many VGS. It might. If I make it, so will you. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm hoping for the best. Like I say, what can I say? Yeah, here we go. Dat boy, we got people like Lion Ted Cruz here in Texas. But even the younger generations vote for these guys because of conspiracy theories. I know this guy Cruz, he's a scumbag. This guy is a scumbag. Oh, we're so glad you have him from Canada. You can have this guy. Keep this guy. We don't want him back. He is such a jamoke. It's unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe it. Crazy. What can I say, folks? He just got elected, 2 years ago? Not this current election cycle, but 2 years ago. He's there for 4 more years. You got this guy for 4 more years, Texas. You enjoy yourselves. Drink up, Ted. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Here we go. Pete, Bruce, the microchip crisis is caused by as much by production issues as in the demand. Does this change your assessment, or are you already aware? Look, all new items coming out, the new computers, the new vehicles, power systems, weaponry, they need the absolute best of the best, the most powerful, the fastest. 5-year-old chips won't cut it anymore. And, these factories, for whatever reason, some of these factories are just not up to speed. I don't know why, but there's going to be some serious money made in this area. Bruce is the only one I watch take seriously. He has experience to back it up, just seems to like to hang out with us and seems to want us help us all out. Folks, I appreciate these comments. I love being here with you. If you can handle my bias, great. I just don't want to sugarcoat it. I just don't want to lie to you. There's certain things that I agree with that are going on. There are certain things I don't. I will not attract every viewer out there. There will be folks who won't care for what I have to say or think, but it's liberating for me to just give you my 2 bits worth and try to explain it in plain English as best I can. And then you have to decide from there what to do about it. Hey, Bruce, a big fan from Bonn, Germany, by way of Guelph, Ontario. Have you taken a look at EXRO? If so, kindly give me your thoughts. EXRO, I have no idea what that EXRO is. Let me write down the symbol. If I can get some time, I'll do what I can for you. Thank you, everybody, for those of you who are giving me ideas and stuff to look at. EXRO. See if there's anything to it. I will kind of go from there. Not to get too political, but let's screw Ted Cruz. Please take him back. Should I buy GameStop? You know what? I like GameStop, so you decide for yourself if you want to buy it. $47.80 now is the price of the stock. It just broke 50 a few minutes ago. So, is this a resistance level that it'll never get to again? I don't think so. I think they will. I think they will get to it again. But 47.88, there's a lot of news coming out that I like. What do you think about 3-time leveraged funds? Don't like them. I'm not a fan of 3-time leverage. God bless the unregulated economy. Texas got exactly what they asked for. Oh, did they ever? They got it in spades. And now there are tens of billions of dollars of damages to homes and businesses all over Texas. It's going to take years to get some of these things fixed up. The insurance claims are out of control. This is going to be a real problem for a lot of people down there. Great if you're a contractor. Good times if you're a contractor. Bad times if you're a homeowner with frozen pipes that have leaked through all your roofs, your flooring, your walls. Oh my God, what a mess. Bruce, keep speaking your mind. I'm absolutely loving it today. Toten Town 777, thank you for the donation and the encouragement. We'll do the best we can. We'll keep her going. Rick, Bruce, you're great. So many young kids talk about stock on YouTube, but they're seeing markets moving for the first time. You've seen it all before. I saw many vids titled Market Crash yesterday by the kids. Yeah, no market crash. There's no market crash. They don't know what a market crash is. They wouldn't recognize one if it hit them in the head. We're up 209 on the Dow, up 20 points, S&P up 33 on NASDAQ, and we're going higher. We're going higher. The amount of cash coming into this market because of the stimulus program, 1.9 trillion. This is going to be massive for the market, massive for the economy of the United States. Very positive. And as these vaccines keep getting distributed out, more and more people are being vaccinated. Good news for the economy. I got to get going. I'm on the air now. 3 hours, 4 minutes. I have to be off here. I have to do some stuff around the house. Thank you everybody for being here. 1,500 thumbs ups I'm showing right now. If any of you folks are out there and you can throw a thumbs up my way, please do so. I want to get over 1,600 before I get off the air here. And maybe at the end of the day, we'll be over 2,000 thumbs ups for this show because a lot of folks watch the rerun. And I'm always asking folks, even on rerun, please hit the thumbs up button and get us over 2,000 today. That would be absolutely awesome. There it is. I just saw 1.6. It just went through 1,600. Thank you guys for that so much. As I say, we'll keep coming up with what's going on here later today. We've got a lot going on here. Thank you for being part of the show and catching up with me. I might just have to get a bagel. Yeah, I might just have to do that. 1,600 thumbs ups and counting. They're coming, Sharon. They're coming in. It's fantastic. Thank you all. Rick James, I started my GameStop position at 19 and I'm now averaging up. There you go. We are going higher, I think, on some of these stocks. No doubt in my mind. GameStop back up to 48.25 again. It's up over 48, taking another little shot here. The Dow up 221, S&P up 22, NASDAQ up 42. Good market. I'll be back on at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Catch me at 3 o'clock Eastern time until 5 o'clock Eastern, 1 hour before the close, until 1 hour after the close. We'll review how we're doing here, see how we're closing up, see what's breaking on the news front, and I'll try to keep you posted. And in the meantime, I'm going to restore my vocal cords and get a bite to eat and follow up on what's happening. Thank you, all of you, for being here today. Thank you, those of you who've been making donations to this channel, also PayPal donations. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you for picking up Stomp Markets with Bruce, GameStop with Uncle Bruce merchandise. Thank you for that. We'll catch you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time, and let's see how the market wants to take care of us at the close. In the meantime, make a lot of money, stay safe, and we'll talk to you real soon, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye for now.